everyone, Jenny Taft here. Before we start today's episode of Undisputed, I want to talk to you about one of our sponsors, Pacific Life. Are you ready for what's ahead? You can't always predict the future, but you can game plan for it. Generations of families and businesses have harnessed the power of Pacific to help them reach their unique goals. Whether you need to save enough money to meet your needs, ensure your family is protected, or make sure you don't run out of money, Pacific Life has a variety of financial solutions that can help. Pacific Life counts more than half of the 100 largest U.S. companies as its clients and has been named one of the 2019 World's Most Ethical Companies by the Ethisphere Institute, protecting what matters most to people for 150 years and counting. That's the power of Pacific. Ask a financial professional about how Pacific Life can help you game plan for your future, or visit www.pacificlife.com. Now, let's start the show. Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. He's ready to go. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you today?
Good. You guys?
Happy birthday, Jenny Taft.
Thank you, Skip.
She
That's
just
why you're
turned,
excited.
what are we up to, 26?
Yeah, we're going down these
25.
days. Yeah, thank you,
Yep.
25. Just older and wiser.
Really?
Oh, thanks
Happy
for the love,
birthday.
Skip.
Your
Shannon,
birthday is
thank you.
the second biggest thing that happened in sports this week.
Second biggest. Well,
I mean,
at least we're honest
Look at
around
that.
here.
Look at that.
Did you guys plan this? Who put in
Yeah.
the work for this?
I like that.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
I just got, hey, happy as a matter of fact, I think I was off on my birthday.
I
didn't
don't
get
think that
nothing.
you guys did this, but thanks, guys.
Very cool.
Yeah, we did
Appreciate
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm in charge of graphics.
You were just,
Yeah, I'm in charge of graphics.
you just stayed late for that one?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
Are those like Rams colors or?
No, they're not Rams colors. I don't know what I'm sporting today. We do have a lot to get to on my birthday.
Way to go.
I
Here we go.
appreciate that. Thank you, Skip. We got football back today as well. So not only will I be celebrating, we'll be watching tonight. What can we expect from Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense? And is Doug Peterson sending the right message to Carson Wentz? But first, we dive in with Skip's Cowboys. Everyone appears to be happy in Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys finally reached a deal yesterday that makes Zeke the highest paid running back in the league. Elliott said yesterday that he still hadn't spoken to Jerry Jones since signing, but Jerry was also in New York ringing the Wall Street opening bell. Afterwards, Jerry spoke to how important Zeke is to the team. We need to take a listen to what he had to say now.
We're proud to have him. He's arguably our best, or certainly one of our best players. He's inspirational. He is an outstanding player. Our team has a ethos that features what he brings. When he's going strong, he will open it up for all the other things we're doing with all the other players. So he's an integral part. I may be almost $100 million lighter, but I'm happier to have him on the team against the Giants.
Shannon, why would Jerry say this?
Arguably, who in the hell's arguing? Skip Bayless? Zeke Elliott has been their best player. Zeke Elliott is their best player. But by saying arguably, he buys himself a little cushion, Skip, because you know there's a guy that's sitting in the weeds, Skip, that's been looking at Jerry Goff. He's skimming over Jerry Goff's numbers. He's looking at Walk It To Him number, and Russell Wilson and all these guys. He's like, okay, you think, he's your best player. And this universal talk perpetuated by Skip Bayless. The quarterback played the most important position. He's the most valuable player.
Do you disagree with that?
I'm like, this is my turn. I didn't ask you. You say you asked me a question. I did not ask you this time, Skip Bayless. You interrupted me.
Not this time.
Reclaiming my time. I want 6 seconds back. Anyway, this talk that the quarterback is the most important player, plays the most valuable position. No one's saying that Zeke is their best player, Skip. He's been their best player. And it just goes to show you what Jerry Jones and that organization thinks of Zeke. He paid a guy $100 million that his position has been devalued. He paid a guy $100 million who has the shortest shelf life of any position in football. And he gave him the most guaranteed, the longest contract for over $100 million in NFL history. That's what he thinks. And he said ethos. He said what we do, who we are, is because of 2-1. And when he's doing what he does, he opens it up for everyone. That's what Jerry said. Skip, if you calling Jerry Jones a liar? I didn't think so. I did ask you. You could have responded like, no, I'm not saying that.
I never know when it's my turn to talk.
It's not your turn, but you could have just chimed in there.
We claimed it.
Jenny, is the show over yet?
No, we're a couple minutes in. Shannon, you going anywhere here?
I'm not going anywhere. But look, there have been a lot of things said about Jerry Jones. But the one thing you can honestly, everybody knows about Jerry rewards his best player. Now, he'll haggle a couple of days. This probably went a little bit longer than he probably anticipated.
A couple of 42 days.
Yeah, it went a little longer than probably Jerry anticipated. But there is no question, when Jerry turned and said it was too good for them and it's too good for me, and he turned and one day to look at Clarence Hill and says, when have you ever known me not to get one of these things done? Jerry Jones will reward his best players. He will ride with you.
Yep.
Jerry Jones gonna be riding shotgun no matter how good you are on or off the field. Now, if you're a great player on the field, he turned. Skip, I don't know what's going on off the field. That's my guy. That's my guy. But Skip, ain't nobody arguing but you. Nobody's arguing but you. And you heard the guy say it. He said it, Skip Bayless. I didn't say it. All I'm doing is just trying to explain what he said and why he said it. But ain't nobody arguing but you. It's your turn.
You got?
It's
Thank
your
you,
turn.
finally. So allow me to declare up front, I'm even happier today than I was yesterday. I'm sharing some of Jerry's and what I know that, Jerry. That's giddy euphoria that's just bubbling out of his lips. He can't help himself. He's just like spewing giddy euphoria. And I'm feeling that right now. In fact, it's Jenny's birthday. I'm so happy. I don't even want to argue with you today, but I will.
I
will.
When have you not wanted to?
You know, but if right now you want to make the case that Jeff Heath is better than Dak Prescott, I'll say, be my guest. Go ahead.
No, Jeff Heath.
You know, who else do you want?
No.
Come on, Lyle Collins
Just one.
is better? I don't know.
We already know. Just
Pick
one.
somebody.
Just 2-1.
Yeah,
just
come on.
2-1.
I have tried to explain this to you for weeks and days on end, that when it comes to negotiating, there is no shrewder operator in the National Football League than Gerald Wayne Jones Jr., otherwise known as Old Jerry. And Jerry got him some yesterday because that was a Super Bowl negotiation. And he was very proud of himself because I promise you, he brought in Zeke far under what they first asked for. That's why it was a protracted negotiation, because they wanted the sun and the moon.
Right.
I think they wanted real close to quarterback money, or at least average quarterback money. And I can make a strong case that he would have deserved every penny of that, because I still say he's woefully underpaid in the big picture of the National Football League. I told you, DeMarcus Lawrence still makes $15 million more guaranteed dollars, and I'll take 2-1 over DeMarcus Lawrence any day, any night, any Sunday, Monday, Thursday.
Right.
Give me Zeke Elliott. I've told you from the start he is the best running back in pro football. But what did I predict to you yesterday? I told you, I will bet you, that Jerry will now get the Dak deal done before opening Sunday this Sunday. And right on cue, late last night, Ed Werder and Todd Archer of ESPN reported that Jerry has escalated negotiations with Dak's camp.
Right.
That his new goal is to get Dak done before Sunday. So you just brought it up. Jared Goff just got $110 million guaranteed, which was $2 million more than your man Carson Wentz got $108, which sat for a long time as the record.
Right.
Yep.
It was the most in the NFL. Now it's gone to 110. Watch it about to go to, I'll just throw a number out, 112. Dak Prescott's about to get, let's just say hypothetically, $112 million guaranteed dollars.
Yeah.
That would be $62 million more than his good buddy Zeke just got. That's more than double Zeke. Jerry knows exactly what's coming down the pike. So to soften that blow, he threw out a bouquet very shrewdly to Zeke, one last bouquet, because he knows that there were frayed nerves and ragged psyches over this deal, because it got a little dicey in the end.
Right.
Even Zeke said, I went to bed on what was Tuesday night, what did he say? In a bad place. What did I tell you? I went to bed on Tuesday night in a bad place because it started feeling wrong to me as it was feeling wrong to Zeke. So it got dicey. So Jerry wants and needs Zeke to be ecstatic. He needs him to be happy. Can you imagine the energy on that practice field yesterday when he set foot on the practice field?
It was all right.
You don't think it was pep in step, like nuclear pep in step? Woo-hoo-hoo.
Man.
He needs that to repeat itself in the next couple of days as the Dak bombshell drops. And again, he needs springboard momentum and new energy into what I think will be an NFC Super Bowl season for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
So he's still playing the negotiation game by throwing out, arguably, he's been our best player. Knowing Shannon will love that I say this because then he'll be screaming about it on Undisputed and maybe Zeke will see.
But here's the thing. Nobody argues that Dak's a better player than Zeke, but you. No player. What player? What player have you heard say that?
I don't know. Then they're all wrong. Here's what Jerry Jones knows. The leader of this team is who? Is it Zeke? No. No. It's Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Who is the clutch playmaker? Who makes all the clutch big plays, the fourth quarter plays for this team? It's the quarterback.
Yeah, he got the ball.
It's the quarterback. You got to be able to do it when you got it in your hands. A lot of them can't. My guy can.
Skip, I just want to know one thing. When he dumps a screen pass down to Zeke Elliott and he goes 80 yards.
Okay, that doesn't happen a lot in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter. I'm talking about, what does Jerry know the best? He knows that against their archest new rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champs, last year, what happened? 2 times, 2 fourth quarters and an overtime. What happened? Dak Prescott happened. Combined in the 2 fourth quarters and the overtime, he threw for 331 yards on 24 of 28 passes, 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. You want to talk about clutch playmaking? It was the quarterback. What happened in the playoff games? What happened when it got to be 2:33 left against Seattle and it's 3rd and 14 at Seattle 17? Can we see it one more time? I got to see it because it's a sight for sore eyes. Watch this. That's my quarterback. He just said, let me do this. Talk about helicopter. That was Elway-esque. Remember the Super Bowl? You were there, right? Down to the one, then he crashes it in on a quarterback sneak, and that's the ball game. My quarterback took it over. Who had a QBR against the Rams here in what turned out to be a loss of 84, which is an extraordinary QBR against a Wade Phillips defense? Dak Prescott did. Jared Goff had a 57 QBR in that game, and guess where Zeke went? Nowhere fast. 20 rushes for 47 yards. Jerry knows who butters his bread the most, and it's the quarterback. It's why he's about to pay him a record guaranteed money.
Jerry Jones said nothing about leadership. He didn't say who's the unquestioned leader. Jerry Jones said, arguably, the only person that ever argues that Dak is a better player than Zeke is Skip Bayless.
Did Jerry say that? I didn't hear that. Maybe he was thinking.
No, Skip. I said Jerry didn't say anything about leadership skills. He didn't say who's the unquestioned leader of my football team. He didn't say that. He said, Zeke, the reason why I rewarded Zeke, he's arguably been our best player. I said no one argues that except Skip Bayless.
I don't know, because I don't listen to anybody else. You listen to everybody. I listen to nobody. I follow nobody on Twitter. I don't know whatever. Surely somebody agrees with me because I'm usually right.
So let me ask you a question. So you don't hear anybody when they come up here and sit their butt in that seat.
I don't care. I don't even care.
But see,
Does
now
that
you
make
don't
you
care.
right because they're wrong?
Now you don't care.
Do 3 wrongs make a right?
You went from you don't hear anybody.
I don't care what you say. Who led the NFL in game-winning fourth quarter drives over the first 3 years?
He's still not a better player than Zeke Elliott.
And guess what? I'm going to throw this at you one more time because it just blows the biggest hole in your argument. Once Jerry went out, God bless you, Jerry Jones, and got Amari Cooper, a genuine, bona fide #1 receiver for Dak Prescott, over the last 10 games last year, with that guy, with the #1 receiver, guess who led the NFL in completions? My guy, Dak Prescott. How can you refute that? Guess who was 3rd over that time, over the last 10 games, in air distance, how far the pass traveled in the air? It was Dak Prescott. Dink and Dak, as you derisively just eliminate
Truthfully.
him. Really?
If you don't mind me asking,
So
Skip.
wait, how can you argue against that stat? He had the third longest air distance? That's impossibly great. Who led the playoffs in QBR? My guy did. He played extraordinary. He was a top 5 quarterback over the last 10 games, and Jerry Jones knows that, which is why he's going to pay him. Do you think he's going to force Dak to hold out for the first 3 games?
Let me ask you,
I don't think so.
Let me ask you a question. Name the last time a quarterback held out to get his money. Because hold on, before you interrupt me, quarterback is the only position they pay based on potential. Everybody else must prove that they're viable for their money. Name the time the quarterback in the last decade held out to get his money. Name the time. Go ahead, take your time.
I don't really care. I just don't care.
That's
All I care about is Zeke got paid, and everybody says Zeke won. No, he didn't. He's still woefully underpaid. Jerry got him in exactly what he wanted to get him at.
But you're trying to frame the argument, he's underpaid.
Yeah.
Not for his position.
Okay, if he's easily, like you say, by far the best player on the team, why wouldn't he just keep holding out until Jerry had to pay him $112 million guaranteed?
Because Jerry don't have.
Because he knows.
Skip, Jerry don't have to pay him anything. Because the running backs, every position is framed, is already budgeted. It's already not budgeted, but the CBA says the quarterback is here, the left tackle is here, the defensive end is here. Skip, you know that, but you're trying to frame it.
That's not in writing. It's not.
Skip.
No, it's not.
Let me ask you a
It's
question.
not a rule that you have to pay. You could pay him anything you wanted to pay him.
The mere fact
Jerry's a maverick.
The mere fact that they have a free agency and I can put a tag on you. What other free agency has a tag? Do they have that in basketball? Do they have that in baseball?
Could Jerry have paid Zeke whatever he wanted to pay him?
You said there's a cap.
Well, I mean.
Okay, then you keep which is it? You got to stick to a lane. You swept the lane. You sideswiped
exactly in my lane. You could cut 5 players and pay Zeke more than the quarterback if you're right.
Skip.
And you're wrong.
Okay, but if
you're wrong. And Jerry knows you're wrong.
Well, how you cut 5 players and still field a team?
You sign street free agents. You could. You could do anything. You could sign Shannon Sharpe right now.
How does that increase?
Watch him lift weights.
How does that increase? Okay? How does that increase your chance of winning?
Well, it wouldn't, because you got to have the quarterback. You need the quarterback.
But
he's becoming as clutch a playmaker as there is in the whole league. But you can't see it. I've seen it from the start. It's okay.
But help me understand this. You keep saying when Amari Cooper arrived,
yeah,
Dak had this. But can you tell the people since Amari Cooper arrived, who led the league in rushing over the last 8 games of the season?
I keep telling you he's the best, and you tell me he's not the best. Who's the best?
I don't need you to tell me that.
Wait, you say it's Saquon.
Because, you keep telling me, Skip, all I'm saying is what Dak does is set up by that guy. What Dak does not set up this guy. Because when Dak didn't, Skip, hold on.
You're missing the boat.
No. The boat is.
They became a throwing football team over the last 10 games. I'm sorry, it just happened right before your very eyes. Not small sample size, 10 games worth.
Skip, all I'm saying is that because they dropped that safety down to stop Ezekiel Elliott from running the football, now Amari Cooper gets to work one-on-one. Skip, even when they had Dez, and Dez was not the receiver, he was injured, his hips, whatever the case may be. Zeke Elliott still led the league in rushing. Even when they didn't have Amari Cooper, he's led the league in rush yards per game the last 3 years. He's only had Amari Cooper for 8 games. So how in the hell does Dak help Zeke?
The game is rigged for the quarterback to dominate the game. Wait a second. How many passes has Zeke thrown as an NFL player?
Skip, that's a flawed argument. That's a bullshit.
No, well, it's just, I'm telling you, by the very nature of the position he plays, the quarterback is way more valuable than the running back. Skip, I'll take the quarterback any day.
He didn't.
Especially that quarterback.
Jerry Jones ain't say nothing about value.
Time out. Who led the NFL in catchable passes, according to Pro Football Focus, over the last 10 games? Who led? My quarterback did. How do you explain that? You say he can't throw, and I keep saying he threw the hell out of it over the last 10 games. They became a passing football team. So they only played 10 games? Well, 10 games is a big sample size.
So hold on, what about the other 6? Why weren't they catchable in the first 6?
No Amari Cooper.
Oh, so he can only throw catchable balls to Amari.
The guy who tilted the defense was the bona fide number 1 receiver who can actually run by people.
But here's the thing. See, this is where your argument's flawed. Tom Brady has never had what we call a true number 1, except Randy Moss. And Tom Brady does it every single year, and we don't make the excuses. He needed a number one receiver to do what he does. But see,
You're actually making my Brady case. I have never said Dak Prescott was better than Tom Brady.
I'm not talking about no Brady.
Tom Brady is the greatest ever, and it's not even close anymore.
But see,
he continues to do it against all odds with high degree of difficulty. He's way better than Dak Prescott. Way better. But I'll take Dak right now because I got Zeke and Dak.
There are 15 quarterbacks in the NFL. 16, 17 quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott. But that's not what we're debating right now.
Really?
Skip, because, okay, let's take the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dak rookie year. They were down, what, 2 points, 3 points. Zeke Elliott takes the ball and goes 50 yards for a touchdown. Dak Prescott gets credit for a game-winning drive. Can you tell me what did Dak do besides hand the ball off to Zeke Elliott?
Can you tell me what Tony Romo said to Stephen Jones in the locker room right after the game? What did he do?
I just need you to answer that question.
I need you to answer me because this is the essence of my argument. Tony Romo, who thought he was still the starting quarterback of the Cowboys, walked straight in the locker room after the game and within earshot of the media said to Stephen Jones, "You have no idea how effing hard it is to do what Dak just did out there on that field against the Steelers."
Let Zeke go hit his head on the goalpost?
He threw a party on the Steelers that day.
But
and
even
the
though
point is, what did Tony Romo do the following Tuesday after that? He gave a concession speech. Do you remember? He just did a speech, like an open-hearted speech.
What choice did he have?
I concede the job to Dak Prescott.
What choice did he have?
Tony Romo did that. Whew, game over.
Skip. That's like General Lee coming into Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia and says, "You know what? I'm conceding." What choice did he have?
He had every choice. He's Jerry's son.
But
he saw what happened. He said, "I can't do that."
Skip. I don't care if he made a concession speech. He could have got out there with a tutu on. He was never getting that starting quarterback job after what Dak had, the way Dak started the season. You know that, and I know that. But all I'm asking you, you still haven't answered me.
I've answered you 20 times.
He handed the ball to Zeke.
Yeah.
What did Dak do?
Okay.
But Dak got credit for a game-winning drive that Zeke ran a 50-yard touchdown.
Well, I'd have to go back and look at the play-by-play, but I'm pretty sure he completed some passes to get them in that position. And then you told me that Ironhead Hayward's son, what's his name?
No. Yeah. That was Jones.
You
that
sure?
That was Jarvis Jones.
Somebody went the exact wrong way.
He did.
And help me out. How many hands touched Zeke on that play?
None.
How about none?
Right.
Who tackled Zeke? The goalpost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you could have run that play.
Oh, see what you do, Skip.
Okay.
Why do you minimize what happened when all the protection? Because you do realize that the Cowboys have the first or second best offensive line in football, especially pass protection, because you say they're very good at that. So what happened?
No, I'm run blocking. They're way better at run blocking. Way better at run blocking.
Okay, they're better at run blocking. All I'm asking you, so what happened when Dak has a clean pocket and nobody touches him and he throws the pass? Hell, I could have threw that. Shannon Sharpe could have threw that.
You know what? I don't think you could.
I could have. I was a quarterback in high school.
I don't think you have much of an arm. I don't have a feel of that.
At 51, I do not have much of an arm.
Right.
But I used to have much of an arm, Skip Bayless. And I take umbrage to what you said about my throwing ability.
You can take umbrage, but I'll take Zeke and Dak because I got both of them.
You do.
So I'm very happy. You can argue all the time. You can try to discredit my quarterback all you want, but he's my quarterback.
Skip.
And I think he's healthy, and I think he's just about to be real happy. I think both of them are going to be happy.
I'll give you a prime example. From 96 to 98, John Elway was more valuable. But he was not a better player than TD.
I agree. I said that.
Ta-da! So are you saying Dak Prescott is better than John Elway?
So wait, John Elway was going nowhere fast until that guy in the sixth round fell out of heaven.
Hold on. All I know is my guy by his third year was in Super Bowl. Where your guy? With no Zeke Elliott running the football.
Did I ever say Dak Prescott was better than John Elway? I would never say that.
If he's that guy, if he's the guy.
He's our guy.
Okay, he's your guy.
Yeah.
If he's your guy, think about it. Everything has to be perfect, Skip. We have to have a perfect 80 degrees outside. A brisk breeze blowing, huh?
Was everything perfect at Philly last year? Go check the fourth quarter tape and see what you see.
Yeah, walk it to him was injured. We're gonna see.
Oh, he was injured. He wasn't. He looked healthy in that game.
No, he didn't. He wasn't healthy all year. He wasn't healthy all year.
Okay.
All I know is your guy in Jacksonville needs to be healthy because he's nursing an abdominal issue, huh?
We don't want that.
We'll see. That's
At least we get to see your guys in action on Sunday. We can finally see some play and talk about that.
Don't come in here on Monday.
The Giants.
Oh, the Giants. We beat the Super Bowl contending Giants.
Oh, you're trying to
I don't
discredit
think he's
him already.
going to go there.
Ain't nobody trying to discredit nothing, but I know I don't want you coming in here heaping
You
credit.
know, by tomorrow, you'll be picking the Giants.
I might.
Yeah.
The good news, though, before we get to that game, tonight we've got some action. The Bears and Packers open the regular season tonight. Who will win? Scoop and Shannon give their picks next. Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on SiriusXM.
No mercy.
Hey guys, this is Jenny Taft, and I have a quick message for you about Noom. Some people think that all diet and weight loss plans are the same, but that's because they haven't tried Noom. Noom is a new, totally different approach to losing weight and getting healthy that uses psychology and small goals to help you change your habits, making it easy to lose the weight and keep it off for good. Noom combines the power of technology with real human support, offering as little or as much help as you want along the way. And since Noom is an app, it's always with you and easy to use, which makes it super easy to stay on track and reach your goals. It's just as simple to get started. Just go online, answer a few quick questions, and they'll create a personalized program just for you. Noom can help you lose your old way of thinking about food and dieting. So what do you have to lose? Visit Noom.com/podcast, NOOM.com/podcast, and start your 14-day trial today. Change your habits, change your mind, change for good with Noom.
No mercy.
So the NFL season officially gets underway tonight when the Packers take on the Bears in Chicago. We will finally get to see the much-anticipated Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur relationship on the field since Rodgers took 0 preseason snaps. Brett Favre voiced his concern about the new coach, saying that he hoped LaFleur would not handcuff Rodgers too much and let the QB do his own thing. So Shannon, who wins tonight? We're finally doing predictions. Packers, Bears.
Skip, I believe Rodgers will take control of this offense, Skip. It was always hard for me to believe that Aaron Rodgers was not going to have the ability to go to the line of scrimmage, see a defense, have a play call that's a bad play into said defense, and not be able to get out of it. I don't care who the coach was or what he said. Aaron Rodgers has too much cachet. Aaron Rodgers is a 2-time league MVP, a Super Bowl MVP. I believe that he's earned the right over the course of his career. He's seen enough defenses that he can say, you know what, nah, not against that defense. This play is a no-go for me, and be able to move players and pieces around on the board to get into a better play. I've always felt that no matter what the head coach, LaFleur, was saying, I believe Rodgers is going to have a bounce-back season. Now, he's up against it. This is a very, very good defense. No, this is almost a borderline great defense, Skip. Now, they got to do it for a couple of years, but last year they were hovering on great. You got 2 great frontline players in Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, Danny Trevathan and Raekwon Smith. They're as good a pair of linebackers. Hey, they might not be the Wolf Hunter and Jalen Smith, but Skip, they're up there. They got 2 guys that can run and can thump. And Eddie Jackson in the back end is as good a safety that they have in the NFL. But I just believe that the Packers are healthy with Bakhtiari and Bulaga at the tackle position. Now they got to show up the inside with Akeem Hicks because he's nothing to sneeze at. I'm gonna take the Packers in a very close ball game, Skip. They have it. I think the line is a 3-point game.
Correct.
The other way, the Bears are favored by 3. I'm gonna take the Packers by 3. I believe it'll be a very low-scoring game. I love the additions that the Packers made this offseason. Sindarius Moss, I think they got Sindarius Smith.
Yep.
I think they got Preston Smith. They went in the draft and got a couple of defensive players. They've tried to shore up that side of the ball, and I believe it will be enough to win. This had to be the opening night game, considering the history of the NFL, considering the history of the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. And I think it's, 97, 95-6.
This is the 199th edition of the
So this was only right, Skip. I know the Super Bowl winner normally opens up on Thursday night, but I think the 100th anniversary of the NFL, I think this is the game that needed to play. I'm going to take the Packers close, 2017.
Right score, wrong winner. I have Chicago at home, 20-17. Also, obviously, low scoring.
Yes.
I just believe this is going to be a big stage revenge game for Chicago.
Point.
The Bears did beat the Packers in Chicago later last year,
Right.
24-17. The first game was 24-23.
Right.
But this is big stage, solo stage, national TV revenge game, because I remind everyone, at Green Bay on opening Sunday night last year, the Bears led that game 20-3 going to the fourth quarter with Aaron Rodgers, quote unquote, injured. Quote,
Don't do
unquote.
that, Skip. Put your hands down.
Quotes.
Can't
You're
do
not
that.
You're not Dr. Evil. Talk about.
I remember that from last season now.
Quote unquote. He looked fine to me.
No,
but
he didn't,
whatever.
Skip. No, he
He
didn't.
was moving and grooving.
No,
man.
he wasn't, Skip. You saw. Stop saying that. You know he
Well,
was injured.
So anyway, he throws 3 touchdown passes
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter.
That's how you do it.
And the visiting team outscored, the home team outscored the visiting team 21-3 just in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And what was the denouement? What was the crescendo of the comeback? What broke the back of the Chicago Bears? Could we see the play that happened with 2:13 left that went for 75 yards on 3rd and 10? Let's see if Aaron could move. We didn't get to see Aaron move. Oh, wait. Who's that? Number 18. Who's number 18?
Randall Cobb.
Wait, it's Randall Cobb. He's now a Dallas
Man, go ahead
Cowboy.
on. Nobody
That's
care
what
about
we're
that.
looking
Nobody
for
care about
now.
that.
That's
Nobody
what
care
we're
about
looking for.
So that wasn't really much of a. Did you see Aaron move to the left? Boy, he was just tiptoeing over there to the left. He
Skip,
was-
now
he
you
was
stop saying that.
dancing.
Now you know that man's injured.
He river danced to the left. Did you not see him?
No, he
could have
did not
won a
river
dance
dance.
I was not
contest.
river dance.
I don't know. And it's just an 11-yard pass, and then my man, Randall Cobb, is off to the races. Number 18, you can now see him in metallic blue and
You
silver
love
and
that
white.
There was no
Number
there's no need for
18.
you to talk about it was just a
Look
11-yard
at
pass.
18. Oh, and by the way, did you see he almost got his hands on the ball? That happened to be Eddie Jackson,
Yeah.
first team All-Pro. He was on the way with 6 interceptions. Look at that man dance. You're going to see that a lot this year.
Probably
but he's
not.
going to be dancing for Dallas.
But
this year.
unfortunately, he doesn't
Right.
have the quarterback that can get it to the ball like that. But that's neither here nor
really?
there.
We'll have to wait and
but
see,
Skip,
right?
You
So
know,
that's
Aaron,
the backbreaker, and that's what Chicago will get even for tonight.
Thank you for
Yes,
showing us that.
yes.
you.
Do you want to see it again?
No,
No,
we
we
do
got
not,
it.
We do not want to see it
Appreciate
again.
it.
Skip,
We'll
you
see him
kn-
Sunday.
Skip, you know Aaron was hurt. There's a reason why Deshaun Kaiser came in the ball game. But Aaron Rodgers, in Aaron Rodgers' form, he says, you know what? Just when they thought we were down, just when they thought they had this one in the bag. That's the way you do it. And for you to have the gall, the audacity to take Mitchell Trubisky over the greatest throw of the
You know what? That's a very good point, and I hesitated to take Mitchell Trubisky. I just figure the Bears can grind out 13 points of offense, and I believe there's going to be a defensive score, and I'll just go way out on the end of the limb. I'll go with 1 pick 6 on Aaron Rodgers tonight. Just
The
one.
likelihood. When the last
It could be Eddie Jackson.
When the last time you know, you must be thinking that's your guy. Because remember, there was a couple of years that your guy had like 3 or 4 games in a row where he was throwing pick 6s left and right. Kept reservations for the defense for 6 in the end zone, Jenny.
Hold on, my guys played Aaron Rodgers 3 times.
And took 2 L's.
Has an average QBR of 80 to Aaron's 62 in those 3 games. Okay, go ahead. Next.
But what's his win
Thank you
percentage?
for bringing that
What's
up.
his win percentage?
Well, if he had a kicker like
Don't do that. See, there you
Crossbar,
go.
They had it.
Had to
They
come
had
in.
that game.
Had to
Hold up,
come
he
up.
had Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey was clutch back then.
Dan Bailey didn't get it shot. He didn't get to try. You kept saying Mahomes didn't even get the ball in the overtime.
why did he get-
neither did my guy.
Why did he get a shot? Your guy had the ball.
no,
Your guy got a chance to get the ball and had to punt it. But anyway, stop interrupting me, Skip. You're trying to make me lose my train of thought, but it's not going to help you. Look, I believe it's going to be a defensive struggle for the simple fact, and it's going to come down to this, because basically you got strength on strength. You got the Packers offense, which I believe is the strength of their team, and then you got the Bears defense, which I believe is the strength of their team. Now the question is, has the Packers made enough improvement on the defensive side of the football to negate whatever the Bears might do? Because I thought Matt Nagy did a great job of calling plays last year.
He did.
Putting Trubisky in most favorable positions where he can succeed. Now, when I look at the Bears offense, Skip, I'm not looking like, oh my God, this thing. I'm not thinking Kansas City. I'm not thinking Rams. I'm not thinking, something of that nature. I see a methodical offense that can hit you with a big play occasionally. But I just believe that the Packers have made enough improvements defensively that they'll be able to do enough to slow down Trubisky. We'll slow him down, because I'm slowing him down like he's my homeboy. 2017, and I'm going to start the season off NFL season 100. As a matter of fact, you know what tomorrow
We
is?
know that won't last long.
Skip, you know what tomorrow is, right? It's our anniversary. I'm going to start
is
the
your
3-year
anniversary.
anniversary with a dub.
Really?
Three
Yes, I
years.
am.
How is
Really?
this
Yep.
still going?
That would be good for the show, since you're You're now 42 cases of Diet Dew down to me.
Skip.
42?
That's a big number.
Skip, here's the thing. No, Skip. See, you're misleading the people. You said that the deal was going to get done, but you said it's going to be at Jerry's number. I said if you make Zeke the highest paid running back, Zeke could do the deal tomorrow.
Are you trying to, like, weasel out of this bet?
No, Skip.
Are you trying to reconstitute the bet?
Skip, no, Skip. I'm not trying to reconstitute anything. This is not a new drug that's about to hit. We trying to reconstitute anything, Jenny. All I'm saying was, I said, Skip, if Jerry makes Zeke the highest paid running back, he'll do the deal tomorrow. You're like, there's no way Todd Gurley is an anomaly. That's a BS contract, and the Rams are regretting it the day they gave it to him.
I just told you Jerry will get this deal done before Game 1, and that Zeke will be in pads for my Dallas Cowboys on Game 1. And you said, I'll bet you 10 cases that you started it, I finished it.
Skip,
I accept it.
I said, I bet you 10 cases if Jerry does not make him the highest paid.
I got to pull the tape.
You gotta
pull the tape. I don't remember the specifics of that
Somebody is
one.
waffling.
Hey, waffling.
And, you know, for once, Brett Favre did not waffle, and I loved what he said.
What'd he say?
This was some deep stuff that he got into, some very deep water. He just said, I hope that LaFleur and Aaron get along. Well, for him to even suggest they might not is huge. But
I thought they were great, Skip.
Well, that's what they're trying to
okay.
sell us. But again, Brett Favre says, so there's a sense of whose team is it? Is it LaFleur's or is it Aaron's? And he obviously hopes that LaFleur doesn't, to use his word, handcuff Aaron too much, to your point about with the audibles or the play calls. Well, that's a powerful thing for the ex-star quarterback to say, right?
Skip, you ever seen Houdini, a pair of handcuffs hold Houdini? That's Aaron Rodgers. They put Houdini in a straitjacket, handcuffed, and hung him upside down underwater.
Really?
And he come up out of there.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can't handcuff 12 in Green Bay.
That's what I'm picturing.
That suggests that Aaron was drowning the last 3 years because
they tried to.
His one-loss record ranks 20th in the NFL over the last 3 seasons.
But I tell you what, I tell you who he got a 2-1 record against in the last 2 years. Can't we tell you that, Skip Bayless?
Is that all you got?
The Cowboys. Yeah, your guy, they're so good. He got this QBR, but he got a bunch of L's.
Aaron's QBR has dropped 3 straight years. His completion percentage has dropped 3 straight years. By the way, my guy over the last 10 games led the NFL in completion percentage. Just throwing that out there. But again, he is, and I think you were about to go there, he's on a hot seat this year. I think the whole franchise is sitting back, the people upstairs saying, okay, you got to prove it to us again. You got to show us you're that guy. And Brett made the analogy. He said, you know, it was the same when we drafted Aaron, and all of a sudden we had a new coach, Mike McCarthy, right? And Brett admitted he was starting to look over his shoulder.
Well, who are you looking over his shoulder for? Who on Green Bay roster?
Well, he's not there yet, unless that kid they kept they've fallen in love with him, but I don't, whatever.
No.
Either way, I think you always say Big Ben has something to prove. I do think Aaron Rodgers. I'm with Shannon on this one. I think he's going to show up.
Come through with flying colors.
He'll show up, but I don't know if he'll show out.
He's going to show out, too.
This is going to be a big year for him.
You need to stop trying to paint this analogy that Dak Prescott has outplayed Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is
QBR.
No, he didn't.
I got the stats.
I told you I took that off my menu. Nobody was ordering QBR. All they wanted was dubs. All they wanted was hot dubs.
Guys.
If only Dak could play defense.
So now you see what you demand.
I don't know if that would work. Dak
Yeah,
he could.
Dak on D. What can't he do?
Would he lay the wood at safety? Linebacker?
A 250-pound safety.
How about linebacker?
That's not a conversation
How
we're going
about
to have about
he
the
can
guy.
move.
Do you believe there's
Don't
a...
you guys worry.
don't
Whether
understand.
you like it or not, both of you, we are moving on to Antonio Brown.
No mercy.
Yep, he posted the fine letter that he received from the Raiders after missing walkthroughs and training camp sessions. AB put the caption, when your own team want to hate, but there's no stopping me now. Devil is a lie. Everyone got to pay this year, so we clear. Some of those sessions that he missed were a result of his frostbitten feet and also dealing with his helmet issue. John Gruden has stood by his star receiver and expects Brown to be full go on Monday against the Broncos. Shannon, how long will AB and Gruden last?
A year, maybe a year and a half. Because I think at some point in time, Coach Gruden will probably go on and send him home, Skip. What's so shocking to me, Skip, I'm shocked that AB is shocked that he got fined for not going to practice and not doing walkthroughs.
Yep.
Skip, I played 14 years.
Yep.
And not one time did I lay in my house at night before practice the next day. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I ain't going to practice.
I can't
Thank
even
you.
imagine
Skip,
that.
we always
Never.
have, when I was in Denver with Mike, we'd always have walkthrough after the meetings at 11 a.m. Then we was going to have lunch at noon, and then we going to practice about 1:30. Not one time, Skip, did I ever think, you know what? Let walk through at 11. I'm setting my lock. I ain't going to walk through.
You're better than a walkthrough.
Skip. Antonio Brown was dealing with issues. That was his issues with a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Raiders excuse you? Say, AB, while you dealing with this, don't worry about practice. While he had this going on, Skip, you flew to, I think the game was in Winnipeg.
It was.
Everybody had a walkthrough. You fly to Winnipeg and you like, nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna do the walkthrough. What?
He did come
Makes
out
zero
early and
sense.
catch passes from Derek Carr, but whatever.
But,
Sure, he did.
but what I'm thinking is that they had a walkthrough probably at the hotel or somewhere before that.
Correct.
They're not talking about coming out there warming up.
No.
They had something prior to that. And now in the CBA, basically what they do, Skip, in order for you to find someone, you got to document them and tell them why you're finding them.
You do.
Because, I don't know why he fired me. I ain't do what they said. Because Skip, you know how players get sometimes.
Yep.
We did something wrong. I ain't do nothing.
Yep.
It's like a guy that holds. And the first thing he do, Skip, when the guy holds, what do he do? Throw his hands up. No, you're not holding him now. But just 5 seconds ago, you were holding. That's why I threw the flag. Skip, Antonio Brown is who he is. 99% of the problems with Antonio Brown is caused by Antonio Brown. But that 1%, I place solely at the feet of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Because you know what, Skip? They let his talent dictate his punishment.
They did.
And as long as he was catching 100 passes, 12, 1,300 yards and double-digit touchdowns, and AB, do what you want to do. We're going to let it slide.
Yep.
And the moment he went Facebook Live, Skip, and I came here the next day, I said, you know what? They need to cut that man. Because it's not going to get any better from
You
here.
did say that.
It's not going to get any better from
You
here.
did.
Because
And they gave him a new deal. That's
gave
what
him a
they
new
did.
deal.
Yep.
And then guess what, Skip Bayless? They gave him an even bigger deal, and he showed out even more. And then here come the Raiders. P.T. Barnum said there's a sucker born every second. And here come the Raiders.
But to your point, remember, to conclude the Pittsburgh part of this, they finally said, you know what? More trouble than he's worth.
Thank you.
They
He's
did.
gone, right?
Yes.
And they kind of gave him away. They said, you pay him, right?
Yeah.
Third and a fifth?
Yes.
Okay.
And that, Skip, I expect AB to be the exact same player he was in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Both on and off the field.
So do I.
So nothing's going to change. But I just hope that the Raiders don't make the mistake that the Steelers made by letting his talent dictate the punishment when it's negative behavior.
Yep.
Because once Pittsburgh started letting this slide, he thought it was okay. Well,
Yep.
yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and catch me 100 balls. They'll let
Yep.
this slide.
Yep.
$10,000 fine, Skip Bayless, for going Facebook Live. You know how sacred that is?
Yep.
They don't let the media in. Now maybe the local media that have the deal with the team, they get to come in right in. They hear the coach, bring everybody up and talk about the game, yada yada yada. But they don't let that information out. That's sacred.
It's certainly not right away.
And Skip, guess where? And just like in the Raiders, where was he at, Skip? In the back, where no one can see what he was doing, going Facebook Live. He's the same joker. In Pittsburgh, he brought that same act to the Raiders, and the Raiders are trying to squash it early. Now, we're going to let this behavior get out of hand. Steelers let it get too far out of hand.
They did. Good point. I think you're being way too optimistic about how long they're going to last, because you said maybe even a year and a half.
Yeah.
I feel like collision course, Titanic clash, maybe in their bye week, which comes up in their after 5 games, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's on,
after
Skip?
5. Yep. Comes after 5 games. And if, in fact, and it's possible they get off to an 0-5 start, I see Titanic clash between these two.
Yikes.
Because I was shocked to see that your Denver Broncos are a 1-point favorite at Oakland.
Wow.
I was trying to tell you, I guessed the spreads, and
Yeah.
I thought Oakland will be a 3-point favorite.
I said the same thing.
And Denver's a
that's
1-point favorite.
interesting.
So Vegas, where, by the way, the Raiders are going to play a year from now.
Are they going to have to take them off the board?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh. When they move out there?
Vegas is not buying the Raiders, and I think they look much
They look better.
much more talented
Yes.
than they did a year
Yeah.
ago just because of the kids that they drafted. They had a good draft, and I think they'll all contribute. But Vegas is not buying. So let's just say Denver wins at Oakland. Let's do the hypothetical. Then they got Kansas City coming. No. At Jenny's Vikings, I don't know. Then they go to Indy, and I think Indy is still a really good football team.
They are.
And Jacoby Brissett's, he's a
Yeah.
decent quarterback.
He started games. He won game in this league.
So do I think the Raiders could lose it? Sure I do. And then the Bears visit. So all of a sudden, what if they fall to 0-5?
The Bears. You know who played for the Bears, right, Skip? 52. Oh, you said, oh, yeah.
John Gruden won't love that one.
But they better do a heck of a job of protecting him because he's going to come out there trying to go their quarterback.
Okay.
And then again, Skip, what are you talking about? On IG, his helmet.
Yep.
Skip,
There you go.
this was the exact, listen, Antonio Brown had this very same deal 3-4 months ago that he signed yesterday or a week ago. The gentleman said, I will come out there, I will fly myself and customize a helmet for you and give you an endorsement deal. Antonio Brown had this exact same deal, Jenny Taft, and he made a mockery of it. Oh, it's the helmet, I don't like the look.
So if you think John Gruden cursed a lot on Hard Knocks that you got to hear, wonder what he said, how many F-bombs he dropped off camera behind closed doors yesterday when he heard about this. And remember, Mike Mayock sent on behalf of the Raiders on official stationery what they obviously assumed would be a confidential letter. This is almost like the Facebook Live in the locker room.
Yeah.
It really is.
This is a confidential letter via the CBA because it's a part of the rules of the CBA. You have to notify the player of his fines, and you have to warn him you could be fined again
moving forward
if in fact you miss team functions.
Right? Yes.
So what does he do? He posted the letter on IG, and then he indicates that the team is hating on him for being late to or missing team functions. Really?
Skip, why are you surprised? The owners from the Steelers flew to meet this jackleg in Fort Lauderdale.
They did.
And says, Antonio, we're going to move you. Let's just keep this on the hush. He tweets out a picture of him and the owner together saying, the Steelers and I are going to part ways.
Yep, he did. He sure did.
But let me tell you what he doesn't get. This is the ammunition that the owners use to not give players guaranteed contracts. See, why all he thinks about is AB, the owner says, see, when we give guys guaranteed money, this is how they behave. Because he didn't behave like this before he started getting this money. And so the owners use that. See, in dum-dums like himself, don't get that. When you make it all about you, you're hurting the others. These guys are out there trying to get more guaranteed contracts, trying to get health benefits. But when guys like him make it about him, the owner's like, why would I give a guy $100 million fully guaranteed contract when they're going to behave like this? But there are less guys like that. There are more guys like a Dak Prescott or a Carson Wentz or Jared Goff than like that. That guy, Skip, he's immensely talented. Hall of Fame potential. But I don't want to play one game with him. Not one.
And I'll bet you John Gruden is right with you on that, but he's now stuck with him.
Oh, he's stuck for a year.
And what was Antonio's message yesterday? What was the hidden agenda message of that? How dare you find me when I'm all you got? Because he thinks he is the whole show. Who now has proven to have the biggest ego of any coach in the National Football League? I don't think it's even close.
No.
John Gruden? Now you want to talk about an ego clash because it's close between who has the bigger ego, Gruden or Antonio. It's close. And because of that, they are going to clash if they start losing games. And it looks like they have a chance to start losing games.
Skip, why would I publicly post that I got fined for behavior that the team deemed unacceptable? I mean, did he think he was going to be able to elicit sympathy from his supporters? Maybe there are a few out there. Man, how they going to find AB for missing practice?
That's what I'm wondering.
How the team going to dock me pay for not coming up to work? Get what they do there. Who docks a worker for not showing up to work?
I feel like everyone, if you got to go to work, you got to go. Like, why are you? No one cares. You didn't show up.
Walk through. Skip, you're there. Skip, it's not like they say, you know what, we need you to go down the road and we're going to meet in the parking lot at the Walmart parking lot to have walkthrough. Skip, you're there. Walkthrough. How am I not going to go to walkthroughs when I'm in the locker room and all I got to do is walk out the double doors and go to the practice field.
Or if they did it in the hotel ballroom, all you have to do is take the elevator.
You at the hotel. It's not like they're asking you to go down the street to a hotel.
He thinks he's bigger than that.
He does.
Better than that.
Skip, he really does.
Here's my question, though. You said you wouldn't want to play with him.
No, not a game.
So at some point, do his teammates break through him? Is there anyone that can break through? If his teammates turn?
It's too many. It's too many. These guys, yes, everybody. All these young guys. AB, you cool, bro. No,
they don't.
No. They got he. That's his problem. He got too many yes men. He got too many guys that are around him that tell him what he wants to hear and not what he needs to know. Because see, if you tell somebody like that what they need to know, guess what? The bus stops. You got to get off.
What clip did we use from was it the second Hard Knocks, where John Gruden put his arm around him walking off the field and said, you got too many people whispering in your ear.
Yeah.
You need to shut them
You
out.
got too many do-boys, too many yes men.
Right? And he said, you become like a global corporation, right?
Yeah.
But you need to listen to me.
I wonder if
Right.
that
You right, AB.
conversation would be a bit different.
AB, they tripping. It ain't nothing but practice. What you need practice for, bruh? You best receiver in the game. What you need walkthrough for? It wasn't like you gonna play in the game that night. Skip, they'll find a way to excuse it and say, and they be like, yeah, you right, dog. I wasn't gonna even play. So what I need to go to walkthrough?
This is beginning to look bad. And we haven't even started. That's the part I'm worried about. Kevin Love, guys, had an interesting GOAT theory that he revealed on LeBron's show. That is next. We will talk about it.
No mercy.
It's time to celebrate. Football is finally back, and DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy football, has huge Week 1 contests. The first one starts this Thursday night when Chicago and Green Bay kick off the season in a single-game showdown with $2.5 million in total prizes up for grabs. Draft your single-game showdown lineup and feel the sweat like never before. It's simple. Just draft your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition. Plus, new users who sign up today on DraftKings using code UNDISPUTED will receive a free shot at the $1 million top prize. Get in on the season opener action. Download the DraftKings app now and use code UNDISPUTED. For a limited time, both new and existing users can get a deposit bonus up to $500. And new users, don't miss this extra special Week 1 bonus. Enter my code UNDISPUTED to get a free shot at $1 million with your first deposit. That's code UNDISPUTED only at DraftKings. Make it rain. Minimum $5 deposit required. Deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
No mercy.
So get this, guys. Kevin Love has his own theory on how goats are developed, but not the farm animals, but the Jordan, LeBron, Brady type of goats. On HBO's show, Love argued that a GOAT gene exists, but it's not in the bodies of the all-time greats. Instead, it's in the fans' minds who idolize the athletes. Shannon, does Kevin Love have a point?
Wait, are you sure he wasn't talking about farm animals? I don't
For
know.
sure.
Maybe.
It
Skip,
wasn't.
K-Love, I got a lot of love, got a lot of respect for him because he dealt with some issues and he got that resolved and he seemed to be on the path to being really, really good again, Skip. But Kevin Love out of his mind. Hell no, I don't agree with Kevin Love. Skip, fans did not create the term GOAT. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it was Muhammad Ali that created the term GOAT, greatest of all times. And he said that because he says, I'm better than Jack Johnson. I'm better than Tunney. I'm better than...
He didn't go acronym GOAT, but he
right,
said, I'm the greatest of all time. He did.
Right.
He coined it.
Right.
I'm with you.
And he was saying all the previous great fighters that you might know, from Johnson to Tunney to Marciano, if you want to throw Joe Louis, Ray Robinson, I'm better than all of them.
He did, and he backed it up.
Backed it up. Skip Bayless, look, when we talk about these players know whomever the fans might determine who they believe is the GOAT. So whomever the target's on, that's what these next level players are going for. Okay, George, whoever had the target, maybe it was Will or Kareem, Magic and Bird. Jordan said, I'm going to top of that. And so now it was Jordan. And you had all these other players, from LeBron to KD to Steph Curry to James Harden, says, I'm going to top of that. Skip, and it's just not, it might not just be for a professional athlete. I'm the GOAT at Savannah State. Ain't no athlete come through Savannah State better than me. I'm the GOAT. So there are GOATs in different fields, Skip. But Kevin,
You're
That's
lucky your
true.
big brother didn't go to
hey,
Savannah State.
I'd have been the GOAT at SC. I'd have took that title from him or George Rodgers or Al Shannon, whoever you want to say is the GOAT.
Goats. That's fair, in different fields.
But Skip, this is not a fans that created this. You know one thing. You know Michael Jordan. I know him a little bit. Michael Jordan believed he's the greatest player of all time. It was reported, Skip Bayless, he told Kobe Bryant on the court, you can wear my shoes, but you will never feel them.
That's a good line.
Skip, who would say that if you don't think you the GOAT? LeBron James said, I'm the GOAT. After what I did going back to Cleveland, bringing them a title, I'm the GOAT. If you do not believe, Skip Bayless, that these guys go out there with that mindset, you, Skip, this is your favorite, Skip. I love to put him on True Sir, put him on a lie detector test. I would love to put Tom Brady on a lie detector test and ask him whether or not he thinks he's the GOAT. I would love for you to put Jerry Rice, when he tweets something, he normally hashtags it GOAT. What you think, what that mean? That ain't no fan created that. He believes that. That's how you get to that level, Skip. They believe they're the greatest. They believe they're special. That ain't no fan driven. That's them driven.
Skip?
I'm honestly not sure where to go with this one because I'm still not sure exactly what Kevin was trying to say because I'm not sure he was sure of what he was trying to say. Remember, he was on LeBron's show.
Yes.
LeBron happened not to be
Yeah.
on that show.
True.
Well, we're filming.
I was wondering about that.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah.
Skip, don't
He's a
worry
busy
about-
guy. He can't even be on his own show.
We were filming. We busy.
Okay.
Fired a director, got to start over, got to miss some
going on?
shots.
Skip, that's not
Mm.
necessary for you to take shots. This was about Kevin Love and what he said.
This was just cockamamie to me. This was Kevin Love getting swept up in what is a great barber-shoppy kind of show
Yeah.
where everybody's trying to outshout everybody else.
Right.
And I couldn't really even follow what he was saying because it got so loud that I'm trying to hear between the lines. And I
Right.
can't quite either hear it or ascertain where he's going with it. But let's go all the way to our fans, the ones born with the GOAT gene, because they are born to either love Jordan or love LeBron. That's where he's going. No, wrong.
Brained in you.
So is he trying to somehow provide? He loves LeBron, and I don't
blame him.
I don't blame him either.
4
LeBron
years,
did-
4 finals, and a title.
Had a good thing.
7 years without LeBron, 0 playoff appearances.
He hasn't forgotten.
You know, LeBron with a whole lot of help from Kyrie
Skip,
did help
will you make-
Kevin win a championship. So again, Kyrie hit the shot, but that's okay. So now back to this theory. It felt like Kevin was trying to maybe make an excuse for LeBron because he's just saying, well, some people are born to love Jordan and some people are born to love LeBron, so who cares? Let's just disqualify the whole debate,
argument, yeah.
right? Because you can't convince them and you can't convince them.
Right.
Well, either them or them, somebody's right.
Right.
And clearly, and here we go again, those who support Michael Jordan are dead right.
No,
on
no,
this.
no, Skip, stop saying that.
So now we're back to, are you a born GOAT? Well, obviously, here's one thing that Michael and LeBron shared. They're both supremely gifted overachievers, both of them,
Yes.
because they worked hard. And again, Jordan didn't work as hard after he took 3 years off and went to Washington, but
Right.
through the Chicago run,
Right.
through the Bulls run, Jordan worked hard
Yeah.
at basketball and at fitness. And obviously LeBron works hard at fitness now to be able to do what he's hoped to do.
And basketball.
And basketball. Well, he does. He doesn't work as hard on defense, but he has in his career. He has worked hard. So I'm going to give both of them. They're both actually overachievers for their capabilities.
Right.
But listen, if you want to talk about natural-born basketball killer, that's Jordan. He was just born that way, and I don't think you can be taught it. I don't think you can be coached to be that. You can hone it yourself, but there's some fire that raged in him that I haven't seen rage in anybody outside of Muhammad Ali.
But Skip, for me, it's whether you're James Bond or John Wick. If the end result is the same, are you disappointed? James Bond had on nice suit, Brioni, of course, Turnbull and Astor shirt, suited and booted. Aston Martin, normally, I think they got BMW, but I think they went back to the Aston Martin.
They did the last one.
Yeah. Okay, and now you got John Wick. Now he's driving an old school, maybe Chevelle. I think it's a Chevelle.
Charger.
Charger?
Charger, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
shooting everybody in the head. Is really, James Bond, he loving on the ladies, he playing baccarat. I mean, he doing it all. But if he have to put one in you, he will. It's the same thing, Skip.
James Bond rarely shot anybody.
He didn't want. Skip. He didn't want to. I mean, he killed Goldmine by shocking
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
The big lurch. Yeah.
I like this
But Skip,
analogy.
the thing is that I believe when you get a guy that's supremely talented, and you get a guy with supremely work ethic, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. You get a Jerry Rice that's immensely talented, and we know his work ethic because it's legendary. You get a Walter Payton, you get an LT. Now, quarterback, Skip, it's funny how that works. Because when you look at Tom Brady, you like, athletically, come on, dude. The dude ran 5'2". The only position he's probably going to be able to play in the NFL is quarterback.
Yeah, and in post-game presentation, he's lame and he's cliched and he's all shucks, gee whiz. And you say, that guy can't be a killer. Yeah, he can be.
Yeah.
But we know how hard he works, not just on his fitness, but he's more tubing and bands now as opposed to the iron weights. But when you get that, Skip, they're trying to accomplish something. There's someone out there. If someone tries to convince me that Tom Brady did not try and pass Joe Montana, I'm gonna call him a lie. If you look at these great players that's coming up now, they're chasing something. Whomever they feel that, okay, that's the best player, I'm going after him. That's what they do. Fans don't create that, Skip. Fans can't create that in a player's mind. That's ingrained in you. Because the thing is, I've always tell people this: if you let a person know what makes you tick, then they can wind you up and make you tick when they want you to. If fans can make a player think that, fans, they're fickle. They boo. You change uniforms, then what? If you were great at one place and then they tell you a bum because you changed uniform and you let that sway you. Kevin Durant didn't. Look at all the boos he got, Skip. I can't believe you're a sellout. You went and jumped on a team that was already cooking. Kevin Durant said, so, watch this. 3 in your face, game 3. And the same thing again in game 3 the next year. No, that's in their Skip.
Okay.
That's in their mind,
Okay.
not the fans' mind.
All right, and why do I always tell you, what is the key reason that Michael Jordan was ultimately better than LeBron James has been? Michael was born with more mental toughness than LeBron. And I know you don't like to hear it, but I can just show you there have been, by superstar standards, too many meltdowns for LeBron. 2011 finals, then the game 1 of the 2018 finals going into overtime.
51-8-8.
Yeah, okay. Well,
JR
again,
melted down.
You saw what happened in overtime. Nothing happened in overtime.
Yeah, I remember it happened to a team.
And then
the
go back
Spurs.
and watch the tape of games 3 and 4 back in Miami during the 2014 finals when it was 1-1 against the San Antonio Spurs, and see what happened to LeBron James. He just disappeared in those 2 games, and they ultimately got blown off the floor in the finals by a record finals margin.
Skip, he can't guard everybody that was hitting threes. We had never seen anybody hit threes like that, Skip. And my thing was like, I'm saying, when they go, ain't no way they can keep shooting like that. They can't keep shooting threes like that. They're going to go cold because you know, they're going to go cold eventually. And they didn't go cold.
LeBron James, worst superstar late game free throw shooter ever. There's never been anything worse than LeBron. It's mental toughness. And he has a lot, but he doesn't have remotely what Jordan had.
All I know he the GOAT.
That's you're born with that.
All I know
That
he the
part
GOAT.
you're born with?
Yeah.
All I know is he the GOAT.
That part, I think.
That's all I know, Bron GOAT.
Kevin Love might
Well,
hear
if
that
he's
back.
If he's a
and
barnyard
wanna
animal, you
change
can
it.
have
No.
it.
You know what I'm talking about. You know the term that Ali.
One of these days, we're going to get struck by lightning on this.
Big G,
Don't
period.
say that.
Big O, period.
Yeah.
Big A, period.
I hope
Big
this
T.
ceiling
We
can
don't need
withstand it.
any of that.
Goat man, goat
The
man.
man
No more
upstairs
goat
is going
man.
to say, Shannon, I just can't take this blasphemy anymore.
Can't do it
Lightning.
anymore.
Yeah.
Should we be surprised by
Bad.
Jerry's
Bad.
high praise of Zeke? No more goat. Sounds good. Greg Jennings is here. He'll help us. Got next.
No mercy.
Are you ready for what's ahead? You can't always predict the future, but you can game plan for it. Generations of families and businesses have harnessed the power of Pacific to help them reach their unique goals. Whether you need to save enough money to meet your needs, ensure your family is protected, or make sure you don't run out of money, Pacific Life has a variety of financial solutions that can help. Pacific Life counts more than half of the 100 largest U.S. companies as its clients and has been named one of the 2019 world's most ethical companies by the Ethisphere Institute, protecting what matters most to people for 150 years and counting. That's the power of Pacific. Ask a financial professional about how Pacific Life can help you game plan for your future, or visit www.pacificlife.com.
No mercy.
Everyone appears to be happy in Dallas, including Skip. Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys finally reached a deal yesterday that makes Zeke the highest paid running back in the league. Elliott said yesterday that he still hadn't spoken to Jerry Jones since signing, but Jerry was also in New York ringing the Wall Street opening bell. Afterwards, Jerry spoke to how important Zeke is to the team. Take a listen.
We're proud to have him. He's arguably our best, or certainly one of our best players. He's inspirational. He is an outstanding player. Our team has a ethos that features what he brings. When he's going strong, he will open it up for all the other things we're doing with all the other players. So he's an integral part. I may be almost $100 million lighter, but I'm happier to have him on the team against the Giants.
He's got that smile. We are now joined by Fox Sports NFL analyst Greg Jennings. Good morning.
Good morning.
Greg, why would Jerry say this?
Because it's negotiating Jerry season. This is what he does. Before he got Zeke back into camp and signed, it was, we don't need a rushing champ to win a Super Bowl.
He said that.
Tony Pollard can carry the load.
Yeah, we love
But
Tony
he
Pollard.
felt this way the entire time, Shannon.
Exactly.
We all knew this
Yeah.
because he said how important these three guys, specifically on the offensive side of the ball, the guys being Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, and Amari Cooper. He understands what he has, and the window of opportunity is closing. And if he's going to win that Super Bowl, he needs all three of these guys on the field at the same time, putting their best foot forward, feeling like I'm a part of this because not only am I invested because of what I'm going to bring to the table, but you've shown me you're invested in me because of what you put in my pocketbook. So this is not any new news that he feels this way about Ezekiel Elliott. We've all said it. We all know the importance of Ezekiel Elliott to this Dallas Cowboys offense and to their success moving towards that goal of winning a Super Bowl this season. But he has to sign Dak, and he has to sign Amari Cooper. So what do? I'm going to make sure they know this is the guy that really makes everything go.
Sure.
It is.
Oh.
But the only person that arguing that Zeke Elliott is not the best player on the team is one Skip Bayless. He's the only one that's arguing. Because
I don't know that.
Yeah, you do know that.
I don't live on Twitter
I don't
like
live on
somebody
Twitter.
else.
You're the only one arguing because you see, the one thing about you, Skip, you're like an Alabama tick. Once you get dug in, you're not going anywhere. You dug in on Dak from day one.
First time I've ever been compared to
That's a new one. I was going to say, I haven't heard that one yet.
Skip,
I don't think a tick even has a brain. does it?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you dug in. You're like a tick on a hound. You dug in because you jumped on this bandwagon from day one. You saw him at the Coliseum, and you said, that's my guy. I've never seen a quarterback this mature, this poised, and he's the quarterback of my team. So you bought in. You bought in real low. See, what you're trying to do, this is what he tried to do, Greg. I know it real well.
What he trying to do?
He like to buy real low and then with the value. I was ahead of the curve. See, he like to be ahead of the curve. Me, I'm a slow player. I might have to buy medium. I might have to buy medium.
Is that the difference?
Yeah, I might have to buy medium.
But you're willing to take that chance?
I'm willing to take that chance. Dak, I've never seen anything like that. And so now you all in on Dak. You can't go nowhere. You all in. But you know, and I know that Ezekiel Elliott is the Cowboys' best player. Now, you want to flip this thing. He's not more valuable. He's not this. He's not the unquestioned leader. Jerry didn't say anything about no leadership. He didn't say anything about no back. He said he's our best player. And the ethos that he said, whatever we do, we build our team around that guy. That was Jerry. That's Skip. Jerry said that. I didn't say that. See, you get upset at me for pointing out what he said. He said it, and all I'm doing is just regurgitating what he said.
So, speaking of tick on a hound, I could suggest that somebody else is more parasitic, but I won't go there. I won't go there.
Don't do that.
No, I won't even go there. No. So, back to this, to your case that you made. And that was interesting because you took it a little different place than I took it to open the show, and now I'm more dug in. I'm more like a tick than I've ever been on this one.
Watch it.
Because all I know for sure about Jerry, who I know very, very, very well, the one thing he does best is negotiate. He is a master negotiator. He is the shrewdest operator when it comes to negotiations and trying to make people happy when he kicks their butt in a negotiation. And I still say, unfortunately for Zeke, his butt got kicked because he's still way undervalued. He's still making far less than he should make, given his value. And if you want to say he's more valuable today, I don't care, because I'm too happy to argue. Because I got him, and I got my quarterback, and I got my receiver. So I'm good to go because the season starts Sunday, and Zeke is no longer in Cabo. You predicting that?
You might.
Can we get you on tape?
No, we can talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about this tomorrow, Skip.
Yeah, wouldn't you love that?
Oh.
My Super Bowl pick falls on its face.
I don't know if I want to come to work if that happens.
Why don't they start Daniel Jones? I want
No.
Stop it.
You want an easy win.
Stop it.
Okay, so I was trying to explain to you that Jerry knows full well what is about to happen. I predicted sitting right here yesterday. I was actually ahead of the curve, went way out on the end of the limb. I said, Shannon, Jerry will re-sign Dak to a brand new big contract before game one. So the clock is ticking the next couple days. That bombshell of momentum will drop to send the Cowboy team on a high into game one. Okay. And I said that yesterday, and then I see Ed Werder and Todd Archer report later yesterday on ESPN that they have escalated negotiations, and the goal is to get Dak done before game one. So Jerry knows full well that if he's going to sign Dak, and Jared Goff just eclipsed Carson Wentz's $108 million with $110 guaranteed, well, you're going to have to give Dak $112 guaranteed, somewhere up in there. Well, guess what? That would be $62 million more guaranteed than the running back just got. How's the running back going to take that? Well, not very well,
the
maybe.
running back should have played quarterback if he wanted to make more money.
Absolutely.
Right. Or he should have stayed in Cabo for another couple of years, right?
No.
Okay. Well, that's where you're heading, right? You need to try to break the bank. He got really good money. He got more than the other running backs make. That's great, and he richly deserves that, but he deserves a lot more. And Jerry knows that, so he wanted to soften the blow that is coming with the Dak deal by throwing him one last bouquet of arguably he's our best player, because he wants Zeke to believe he is the best player.
He is.
Yeah.
And
to your point, he could also still be negotiating with Dak and Amari, like, well, he's better, so I gotta cut you guys down a little bit here, because they're all battles, because they're all really good players. I got the greatest problem in the NFL, because it's going to be hard to pay all of my coming-of-age superstar players.
And here's the thing. Now, you see the report that the Falcons moved some money around, 2 contracts, to clear up cap space for Julio. Now, Julio has made it very abundantly clear. I want to be the first receiver that says I make $20 million a year. And you have A.J. Green. Amari Cooper's looking at that. That's why plus Amari is making, what, $13, $14 million in his option year.
Not bad.
He good.
Yep.
Jerry says, well, I'll make him, top 5. But, Greg, you and I have gone through this. Nobody holds out, or nobody threatens to hold out to be the top 5. I want to be number 1. Carson Wentz wanted to be number 1. Skip, it didn't last very long, but he was number 1 for a little while.
See, the difference with Amari Cooper, though, he still has yet something to prove. As far as, it's different when you are drafted by a team or an organization, because they're invested. They've already done their backdrop, their background checks, their research on you. They want you in the fold from day one. And so when you come in as a free agent or a trade, it's kind of like an adopted child. You love them. That's true. But it's still, that's not your baby. That's not your blood. And so Amari Cooper is going to get a different deal, to where he has to still prove that, you know what? Show me that you're going to be top 5. Show me that you're top 3. Show me that you're worth $18, $19, $20 million a year.
But Joel C. going to say, let me show you what. Let me show you your quarterback without my client, and let me show you your quarterback with my client. That's what Joel C. going to show it. That's what Joel C. going to do, Skip Bayless. And you know that.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, Skip, at the end of the day, look, you keep trying to, Zeke did not get his butt kicked. I always tell, this is what I say. Shoot for the stars. But if you land on the moon, you're damn still pretty high up. Okay, Zeke didn't get 18 million, didn't get quarterback money. But he got the most money that a running back had ever received as far as contract and as far as guaranteed.
Okay.
That's pretty good, Skip.
Still underpaid. To me, he's the best running back in football.
He can be underpaid, but to Shannon's point, he sought out to be the #1 paid running back in all of national football.
Undervalued position.
And he got it.
A position that has the shortest shelf life of any NFL player, and he got the most money ever given to that position.
Want to bet he was asking for a whole lot more than what he got?
Skip, of course you get it.
Yeah.
I bet. How much you want to bet? Dak is going to ask for more than what he gets.
Probably. That's Jerry.
Okay,
Jerry's hard to beat in a negotiation.
Skip, if a man is willing to pay you $100 million, how much you think he's going to make off the deal?
You know, when I knew Jerry had won, when he's laying it on thick, I had to turn my pockets inside out. I don't have any money left. I just lost $100 million. Did you see what his new energy company did yesterday in stocks?
Yeah.
It made him $62 million in one day.
Skip, and he just
What?
And he's just bragging to about the last 36 months he spent $1.5 billion
Okay.
on energy and gas.
All right.
So
Feeling good.
Jerry, you ain't fooling anybody.
The soul.
Zeke's pocketbook's a little heavier
That
right
was
now.
my favorite one. He has a big heart.
Big
in his
heart.
Pocketbook.
Yeah,
It's more
Pretty
full.
thick.
Yeah.
He had some good quotes.
Jerry, that's when you know Jerry. Pocketbook. Skip, that's old school. That's
I had to
you
think
and I
about
grew up in the
pocketbooks.
South here in pocketbook. I had heard from my grandma.
Zeke, he got me on this one. Hope you're happy, Zeke. Better be.
He's got a
'Cause
smile
you're
on his
about
face.
to get big bomb drops
Oh, yeah,
on
I
you.
don't mind paying like $300 million, but guess what? Win the Super Bowl, cha-ching, Cowboys value go up $500 million.
Good news. Cowboys-Giants Sunday. Finally, we can see them in action.
Let's
But
go,
first, we have football tonight. We're going to see the Packers, and we got to hear what Greg is expecting from their offense. Might be different from what Skip is expecting. We'll find out next.
No mercy.
Well, the NFL season officially gets underway tonight when the Packers take on the Bears in Chicago. We will finally get to see the much-anticipated Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur relationship on the field since Rodgers took 0 preseason snaps. Brett Favre voiced his concern about the new coach, saying that he hoped LaFleur would not handcuff Rodgers too much and let the QB do his own thing. So, Greg, what do you expect from the Packers offense tonight?
I expect fireworks.
Ooh.
Period.
Ooh.
I don't care who's, and this is no disrespect to the Chicago Bears defense because we all know how great they are, but this is a rivalry game. This is the first time we're going to see Aaron Rodgers in this offensive scheme with Matt LaFleur, and that is out of the window. All we care about as Green Bay fans and as Bear fans or whatever you are watching this football game is that man better show me something that's going to be progressive, that I can build on against this defense, period. And so with all these skill guys, Devontae Adams, Geronimo Allison coming back off an injury, who they're high on, Valdez-Scantling, you got Aaron Jones in the backfield. You got weapons. You got bullets that you can shoot at this Bear defense. And so you have an opportunity to show the world, to show the National Football League how special and how elite this offense can be, led by that man, Aaron Rodgers. They finished 7th, I believe, overall in offense last year. So their window to move up, it has to go up. They don't have that much margin for error. So you can't go down.
Right.
You can't go down, Skip. You have to go up.
I think you're picking the Packers.
If I had to lean one side to the other, I'm going to definitely go with that green and gold. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah?
Well, that's what you just talked about, I think. Right?
Yeah,
Good to
anybody
know,
else
good to
hater
know.
like you. We objective.
Really?
Yeah,
Objective?
There's no objectivity when it comes to you and the
to
Cowboys.
Aaron Rodgers and you. Yeah.
I don't know about fireworks, but I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to have an unbelievable season. Now, if he shows me fireworks tonight against that defense, he's going to be the MVP. Because if he can move the ball consistently against that defense, because that's as good a defense as he's going to face. They got a front line, with Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack. And you got Floyd on the other side. You got those two inside backers with Trevathan and Roquan Smith. And then Eddie Jack.
All 3 levels. Phenomenal.
Really?
They special, Skip. They special. But it's just hard for me to pick Trubisky against Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, it's just hard for me. It's just hard for me to do that, Skip. And I just know, because he's heard you Talk about, his QBR come down in the last 3 years. Completion percentage the last 3 years.
Am I right?
He's 27.
Am I just stating facts?
I'm just talking. I didn't ask you to talk. I'm just talking about what you say.
Throw in the last one. That over the last 3 years, his starters record ranks 20th in the National Football League.
Exactly.
20th?
Exactly. So he's heard all of that. But this is what we do know. When he's healthy, you'd be hard-pressed to find a quarterback playing currently that's better than him. Now, he's healthy.
As a pure thrower of the football.
It's
as
hard
an
to
actual
find,
quarterback.
It's hard to find a quarterback better than him. And
I can find a bunch of them.
no, you can't. A bunch.
Yeah.
How many?
Brady, Breeze, Roethlisberger,
That's-
Dak Prescott. Look at Dak's numbers. A lot better.
You don't
Stop it.
No, I'm not stopping. He's played him 3 times. He has an average
It took
QBR of
2 L's.
80. And Aaron's was 62. Aaron Rodgers has become the most overrated quarterback in pro football. The stats scream that.
You know what,
Because you
Greg?
guys talk about him like he's a god.
Okay, now I'm not going to say a God, but he God-like.
Oh, God. Like.
Yeah. I had to take QBR off my menu. Wasn't nobody buying QBR. All they wanted was dubs and L's. So I took it out the menu.
Not
Only you
available.
come in and ask for it. And I ain't serving it.
I'm serving theirs tonight.
Yeah, I bet you are.
And I love your score, but I'm going to reverse it. 2017 home team, revenge on its mind for what happened on opening Sunday night a year ago. They got some revenge at home later last year, 24-17 over Aaron Rodgers. But this is the wrong place and the wrong time for a quarterback who played 0 preseason snaps in a brand new offense that I think he doesn't yet love. That's just my 2 cents from a distance, but I think he's still having a hard time getting on exactly the same page with his very willful, full of himself, young head coach, who, by the way, looks like an undrafted free agent to me. That's
Skip,
what he
can I
looks
ask you
like
a
on the
question?
field.
You got a brand new car. Just got that thing recently. Did you test drive it? Oh, exactly. You don't need to test drive that off.
You already knew what it could do.
You knew what you're going to get.
I was already driving the same car.
But not that.
Yes,
not
I
that,
was.
that thing. No, the one you got now
think when it's
got
that
almost
nice,
100
you
more
don't need to drive
horsepower.
it.
Okay, but I was driving the same model.
Yeah.
Same color, same everything. I knew exactly what it was.
That's the same. I know exactly what he is.
Good. That's
Was
good.
he already
You don't
in
need to
Matt
drive
LaFleur?
it.
I think it's ridiculous.
Don't
It makes sense. You don't need to drive a nice
I'm
car.
pretty much driving the same car.
No,
It's
you're
just
not.
a little
pretty much
faster.
No.
I mean, wait a second.
You know you got more gadgets inside, more little foreign toys.
The other one had 650 horsepower, so this has got 755.
Exactly.
What's the difference, really?
Big difference. Skip, there's a lot of difference. The
So you
body
can go 200 miles an hour or 220. I don't know.
Exactly. You know, I'm gonna have to get me a car to outrace
Picturing you
to beat
speeding
you.
down
You got
the
no
405.
'Cause this
I
one
don't want
is-
that. It'll fly. I know.
This one is a beast.
I done read the specs on it.
Yeah.
No, I want no parts of
This one is actually too fast to drive fast. The other one wasn't. You could kind of drive
You
it
put
a
it in
little
race.
fast.
You ain't put it in race mode, did you?
I don't do that.
Yeah, just
Because you
Look,
could
I
get
don't
in
care
some
about the car.
trouble.
You said
Yeah.
you serving Bears.
Yes, I'm
how you
serving
serving
Bears.
the Bears?
2017, because, again, wrong place, wrong time. Aaron Rodgers has not run this offense for a single snap in live action against a real defense. He's just run it against his own defense. And I think when you're trying to experiment and get on the same page with audibles, with check with me's, with can plays, as they call them, like you can change to that if you want to, I just think there's some opening night jitters going on. There's some experimentation, and it's going to be hard against a defense that is spoiling to stop you from doing to it what you did in the fourth quarter, albeit in Green Bay on opening Sunday night last year. Aaron Rodgers threw 3 touchdown passes on them and went 21-3 just in the fourth quarter to pull it out 24-23 when he was allegedly injured.
Yeah,
And
you know
he
what
was
I mean?
moving around.
Stop.
Oh, did you see him move? Wait a second.
He went from
wait a
outside
second.
pocket
The
to
last
inside.
great play I saw Aaron Rodgers pull off was at the end of that opening night Bears game. And you said, well, if he has fireworks tonight, he's going to win MVP. Well, he had fireworks in that game, and then what happened?
Skip, you know
Did he
the
win
man was hurt.
MVP? He
No.
went, what was it, 6-9-1?
Skip, you know good where that man was injured.
Okay.
You saw him hobbling.
Okay, did
Oh,
you, wait
here
a
it
second.
is.
Can we see the first of this play again? By the way, that guy is number 18. His name is Randall Cobb.
Where is he
He's
at now?
A Dallas Cowboy.
Oh.
He's going to be doing that for me. Look at Aaron move to the left. Oh, he looked, boy, he was really limping.
Skip, the man
He
just-
was river dancing to the left, and he's quote-unquote injured. Come on,
adrenaline
stop it.
kicks
You guys are
in.
falling for this.
Skip, he looked like
I'm injured. I'm limping.
Actually, he moved at the same pace to
Yeah.
his left as
Oh,
Tom
did he?
Brady would. Now, Aaron Rodgers is a lot more mobile. Skip, you saw the man play half the year with a knee brace on. Aaron Rodgers doesn't wear a knee
He was
brace.
tap dancing to the left. Stop it.
Why he would just want to wear that knee brace.
Yeah.
And by the way, that was an 11-yard pass that turned into a 75-yard touchdown because Randall Cobb took off.
Absolutely.
Yep,
Oh,
and he's
that's
going to
what
be
they-
taken
that's what
off
he do.
from my team. He's at DFW Airport now, poised for takeoff.
You gotta get that ball
Here we
in his
go.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta get that ball in
But
his
he
hand.
ain't got a guy like that right there can get it to him.
Yep. And you guys are missing Brett Favre's point because I thought these were powerful comments from him that came out. Yeah, he was on Sirius XM, and he suggested that he's asking the question, whose team is it now? Is it LaFleur's team or is it Aaron Rodgers' team? And is LaFleur going to handcuff Aaron too much? That's a mouthful, because I think that is the essence of the new Packer offense.
What Jerry say about them pies? Jerry said we got enough pie to go around. See, when you win, Skip, there's enough pie to go around. See, D-Law got his slice. Jalen Smith got his. Zeke got his. Now Dak about to get his. There's enough slices. So I don't care who team. There's enough pie to go around, Skip, in this situation.
By
But
the
we
way,
know who team it is.
I found a great quote from one Mike McCarthy. I read the game story from the game last year on opening Sunday night, and it's a miraculous, comeback. And Mike McCarthy said, Aaron Rodgers was remarkable. I just can't tell you how proud I am with him. Proud with him? It should be proud of him, right?
I'm proud
He's
that we're together.
He's proud with him, like I get half the credit. Like that's the beginning of the end, right? That's
No.
That's an interesting quote.
Yeah.
With
I'm
him.
proud with him. You are?
Yeah.
Well, wait,
I'm proud I get to coach with him.
really?
One thing Brett did mention in that
Yep.
article about him being handcuffed
Yep.
is if he is handcuffed, you take away what he does best. And that's why I don't believe you can handcuff a guy like Aaron Rodgers, because what he offers you the most is unscripted. You can't write this book. You just have to let it play out. And
Okay.
he's going to write it as the
All right.
game progresses.
Who's in charge? I think the new coach has been told from above.
He's the
in
head
charge.
coach. He's in charge. But on that football field, who you listening to, Shannon?
Rodgers.
Who you listening to, Shannon?
I don't care what Mike call. He can call whatever he want to. When John say run out,
Thank you.
why'd you run out? I said, hell,
Because John told me to.
When Mark Murphy, who's the CEO of the whole organization, when he called Aaron Rodgers to inform him that he had chosen Matt LaFleur, what did he reportedly say to him?
Don't you be the problem.
Don't you be the problem anymore, and repeated it twice. Don't be the
What you call-
problem.
And you know what? Aaron should have hit end. Hung up on it.
He might have.
You call me with this foolishness. Do
Okay.
you know who I am?
Yep.
I'm A-Rod. A. Rodgers. Skip, the man's healthy. Now, you asking for trouble, Skip. Won't you see, you won't leave well enough alone. You the type of guy that keep poking, keep jugging. If you left him alone, he probably wouldn't throw him for like 400 tonight. But since you keep, he watching. But since you kept bothering him, watch what he do to the Bears.
I'm
tonight.
just glad he shaved his mustache, because I was having a hard time.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah,
He
you know what?
shaved it. He did.
He did. Skip,
At least
just
he
because
looks
you don't
clean, man.
You used to have a mustache.
I never had
Had a
mustache.
mustache.
I never had one in my
mustache,
life.
Yes.
Find it. Find a
I would
picture of my mustache, because
love
I've
to
never
find
had
that.
any facial hair.
Had a,
Did you
had a
have a
mustache.
mustache?
You had a mustache?
Little tiny one.
Grow it again.
No.
I don't-
Come on, I dare you.
Let me see that.
I dare you.
I'm the last of a dying breed. No, I got no tattoos, no facial hair, no earrings. Look at this. Same haircut since 72.
I don't know if you last of a dying breed, because I'm a little younger than you, and I
You got the
got
same
nothing.
haircut? You had Jerry curl.
No, absolutely not. Come on, man.
Clean
You have
cut.
finger waves.
No, I ain't
But see, you got facial hair. I ain't had no facial hair.
Tattoos?
no tattoos.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't got too old for tattoo. What I'm gonna get?
Okay.
An Asian man on my chest.
Jenny got a little one.
I got a tattoo.
It was
It's really small.
It was for your birthday.
Yeah,
right?
you know. You gotta try
Happy
new
birthday,
things.
I mean,
Skip.
you got a rep. If you hood Jenny, you got a rep hood.
Gotta have a tattoo.
She
It's
got a-
so small you can't even see it, but it's
Jenny
great.
from Minnie be on that head.
Thanks, Shannon. Appreciate that note. Greg wants fireworks tonight.
Yep.
I do.
I hope that we are going to see that. Thank you for joining us today. Our Skips Cowboys, now overrated or underrated? We will get to the bottom of this.
No mercy.
Ezekiel Elliott is back, and the Cowboys are at full strength heading into Week 1. Pro Football Talk released their updated NFL Power Rankings heading into the regular season, and the Cowboys came in at number 4. The only teams out of Dallas are the Patriots at 1, Chiefs at 2, Eagles at 3. So, Shannon, are the Cowboys...
Wait a second. The Cowboys are 4th?
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Eagles 3. Eagles are 3. Okay, so are they overrated?
They're overrated. They're always overrated because they're the Cowboys. They're always overrated. Always have been, always will be. Everybody just automatically assumed they're going to pick right up where they got Amari for the whole season. Now they got everybody in their fold. They got Zeke happy, and Dak's about to get 100, about to get 200 million.
Yep.
Oh, the Cowboys, we're going to the Super Bowl. No, you're not. You're always overrated, Skip Bayless, and you know it. How the heck you guys get ahead of the Rams? How you get ahead of the Saints, the Bears? They're better than you, and you know it. You know, Yes.
You finished?
No, I'm not finished. Because I'm upset at this mess. Patriots, Chiefs, Eagles, okay. I like Saints, Rams, Bears. Then, okay, Chargers. You're overrated, Skip Bayless. Maybe the top 10, but there ain't no way in heck you're supposed to be in the top 5. You know it and I know it.
Wait, Shannon Sharpe just acknowledged maybe top 10?
Maybe top 10, maybe.
Wow. And this is the team he has bet like 20 more cases of Diet Dew will miss the playoffs, and you're saying maybe top 10?
Just because you're in the top 10, hold on, wait a minute.
Yes, go
Just
ahead.
hold on.
Keep going. Do the math for me.
Okay.
If they're in the top 10, then maybe 4 are in the AFC,
Hold
right?
on, hold on. Time out. Just because you're in the top 10 in week 1, does that mean you're going to be in the top 10 in week 17?
Oh, okay.
It does not.
So that's the way you're going to backpedal out.
Ain't no backpedal. Forget top 10. You shouldn't be in the top 5. You shouldn't be 4. You're overrated.
You know, the one team that is clearly overrated and has been all year long, and this you're going to eat so much crow over this team, is the team ranked 3rd.
Oh.
The Eagles are dramatically overrated at 3. And finally, somebody out there saw the light I have been trying to shine on this team for what, the last 6 months? Finally, I guess Mike Florio did this. It's his website, and he said they're the 4th best team in the NFL. So I'm not saying they're being overrated here to go up to 4. They're just finally being correctly rated. They are at least the 4th best team. They're going to be a Super Bowl team.
Okay, but so why were people going to be disappointed with the Eagles because they're 3rd, but they're going to be so happy with the Cowboys? Cowboys are 4th. They're overrated. You're going to be very, very disappointed that you had the 4th-rated team at the beginning of the season, and you're going to be down at the bottom at the end of the season. That's what's going to be. That's what's going to be so happy. Make me so happy.
So, Mr. Sharpe, I covered and then wrote a book about the 1992 Cowboys.
Which these aren't them.
Actually broke through maybe a year earlier because Jerry went out and pulled off the trade of the century and got Charles Haley from a conference rival in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that flipped the script.
Yeah, but Skip, you could have had Charles Haley for a ham sandwich. Consider what he did to get up out of San Francisco. You know what he did. I know what he did.
If you're a potential threat to San Francisco, are you going to give him to the Dallas Cowboys?
Skip, you had to get him up out of there.
Okay.
You had.
At that point, Jimmy Johnson was a little leery of even trying to coach Charles Haley, and I think Jimmy finally said, you know what, he's not that bad a guy. And Barry Switzer came to love Charles Haley, and I loved watching him because he was an unholy terror, unblockable.
He was a guy you gotta love or you're gonna have to fight. So that's the way he was, Skip. You know how he is. He plays an awful lot, but you're like, Charles, at some point in time, bro, he's still that same way. But he's different now. He's a different guy now. He had some issues that he had to get dealt with.
He wanted to fight me a bunch of times, and I loved it.
Yeah, he wanted to fight everybody.
I know.
Didn't mind it?
Okay. So this team is starting to remind me of the 92 Cowboys, and I'm not saying they're better than historically, but maybe as history plays out, maybe you'll start to say, I don't know. Got the triplets, got Zeke back from Cabo in place, happy, and we think completely 100%
What a quarterback.
healthy.
What a Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
What a Troy?
Well, we'll see how it plays out with number 4. And I'm not saying he's better than number 8 was, but
Half.
I know he's got
He half of
potential.
number 8. That's why he got 4. That's why they gave him 4.
Remember, the 92-93 Cowboys were strictly a running football team, and they ran it a whole lot more than they threw it. And you're always telling me that, this is a running football team. Okay? So is Zeke, could he eventually have the same impact that Emmitt Smith? Yeah, he's up in there.
Skip.
He's in the ballpark. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that was 26 years ago.
Okay.
Teams
starting to remind me. Starting to
excuse.
feel like.
But that was a different era, Skip. There was running. There was not a lot of throw. Guys, teams come out now in 3 wides, 4 wides at the start of the game. Nobody did that.
Some people tried.
Buffalo with the K-gun
they did.
was the 3 wide receiver set when they had Thurman in the backfield and Kenneth Davis. But they were the only ones doing that. The Oilers at the time. They ran the run and shoot. But for the most part, teams ran the ball. You know that. And you trying to compare. You know what? Again, okay, I don't know if Amari is a playmaker.
He is not.
Nah.
Nope.
Zeke is immensely talented. He has a great projection. He could be as valuable as Emmett. But then your QB, what you going to do about that?
Well, can Dak put up the same numbers that Troy put up in 92 and 93? You better believe he can.
Yeah. Skip, that was a Skip. Emmett was leading the league in rushes back then.
Okay. So
Well, I think he finished second. I think maybe second to Barry Foster's in Pittsburgh. Barry Foster in Pittsburgh. But he's leading the league in rushing. You know, to lead the league in rushing, Skip, it's kind of hard to throw the ball up and down the field when you got to turn around and hand the ball off to a guy 350, 380 times.
So what did you see from a young Cowboy defense last year? What did you see on that fateful Thursday night against Drew Brees? What happened?
I know what I saw on the fateful Saturday night right there in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Me and Jenny watched that thing. Jenny was up close and personal. I was at home, though.
How about the previous Saturday night at Jerry World? What did you see that defense do to the number 1 rushing attack in all of pro football, the Seattle Seahawks? What happened? 73 total rush yards.
And then what happened?
Yeah.
What happened
I don't
next
know.
week?
Young team, not ready, didn't know how to cope with getting ready for a bigger game.
Oh, in other words, what you wanted to say, they didn't know how to handle success.
On the verge.
What you wanted to say, they didn't know how to handle success. That's what you wanted to say.
Some growing pains, a little scar tissue, and now they got it, and now they're ready to everybody come of age at the same time. I have thought this from the start. This team is ready to roll. And once it starts to roll, you're going to sit back and say, my God, they're talented.
All I know is Jerry going to have some heads rolling. Yeah. Because the Rams going to put foots in them again. Packers will put Saints, Eagles, Patriots for certain. Eagles again.
I got 12-4, and I'm being conservative.
No.
And I'm telling you, are underestimating the impact that Kellen Moore will have calling plays because he will open it up, and you're going to start saying, God, that guy can't throw the ball.
Well, I'm being very libertarian. I'm going 8-8. Yes, and you conservative.
Okay. So you acknowledge, they could be a top 10 team, but they're going to be 8-8, so they're going to be a big disappointment.
The bottom of the 10.
Yeah. Skip, you know how this works. There's always, every season, there's a team that, they're going to be so good, and not. And they're going to be a team that's like, they're going to be terrible, and they're going to be good. I just got to.
There's always a team that nobody really saw coming, and this is the team.
Everybody, they break forward.
But I think everyone sees it coming.
Wait a second. I've gone through a whole offseason where they've been ranked 20th and 18th and maybe at best 15th. They have been at best middle of the pack, and oftentimes in power rankings, they have been below average.
You know why?
Below average.
Because they say, once Zeke come back, we can rank them appropriately.
Without
Zeke, we couldn't do it.
I think they'd already ranked them high without Zeke.
No, they knew Zeke was coming back. They knew Jerry was going to cave and give him $100 million.
I told you from the start, Zeke is going to play game 1. I never wavered from it, so I was ranking them correctly from the start. I think they're going to prove to be the best team in the NFC. Watch and weep.
Overrated.
Okay.
Appreciate that
You
cheer.
better hope so, because you're about to be 52 cases of Diet Mountain Dew down.
At some point, we're going to have to change to something else.
Nope.
Shannon, you can't that's a lot to do.
Hopefully they stop making it. I only know 2 people in the entire world. I don't know how Diet Dew still is on the shelf. Because I only know 2 people. I've only seen 2 people actually drink Diet Dew.
Really?
Yeah, this you. And,
my dad
someone
actually
else.
loves Diet Dew.
Really?
He's a part of the crew. Loves it.
Well, that
Obsessed.
cinches it.
He feels like you two are connected.
Well,
They both love
I'm sure they
Diet
can
Dew.
make like 5 cases a year and get along just fine.
Like you're buying all the dew for this guy.
That's a wrap. I'm a payoff.
You know what? I will never see a drop of dew paid off from him, and it doesn't matter because it's all about pride.
No,
He has to pay in pride.
I'm always gonna pay my debt.
Are you?
Yep, I'm paying it off.
Haven't seen it for a long
At
time.
least we can get it going.
I'm gonna have
tonight.
all. No. I'm like you the IRS. Listen, this is what I'm offering. I'll do 20 cases. You can take it or leave it.
Yep.
Save it for
IRS
another
will
day.
always take their money.
Debt consolidation.
Yep.
The IRS will not allow you to do that.
Yeah, they will.
They will
Oh,
not.
well, you don't want your money then, IRS.
Let's stay talking about the Eagles, that team that was the third
Now
ranked
we get to the
team.
guts of this problem that you're about to have.
A little bit about Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about him? Is
Yep.
he getting the right advice from his head coach? Skip and
Absolutely.
Shannon to answer that next.
No mercy.
This Sunday will be the first time we see Carson Wentz back on the field since missing the end of last season with a back injury. Earlier this week, Wentz admitted that he let the pressure and expectations get to him last season while dealing with the injuries. His coach, Doug Peterson, wants him to know that he doesn't have to do it alone, though. Yesterday, Peterson told reporters that even though Wentz touches the ball on every play, he needs to let his team help and not feel like he has to do it all himself. Shannon, do you like what Peterson said about Wentz?
I do. I love it. And Skip, and then like Dougie P, that's what I call him, Dougie P, old Dougie P.
Yep.
He had wrote a book.
Your guy?
You mean fearful?
No,
Oh, no, fearless. Okay.
Fearless.
Okay.
Because he does touch the ball and he understands the value that's in the quarterback position, sometimes they put more pressure on themselves than need to be there. Skip, there's a reason they went out and signed D-Jack. There's a reason why I think they traded for Jordan Howard. They drafted Miles Sanders. They drafted Arcega-Whiteside. That's because, look, you don't have to make every play. Give it to them. You don't have to scramble around. What he's meaning, Skip, look, don't scramble around and try to make the big play down the field. Dump it down to the guys. Get 5 yards. Get 3-4 yards. It's okay. You don't have to try to make every play. Dump it down to some of these guys and let them help you do some of the heavy lifting. And that was a great message because the thing what happened, Skip, not only does he play the quarterback position, but what happened this offseason? He got $108 million.
Yep.
So now I need to go prove the reason why you gave me this. I need to go out there and win an MVP. Nah, bro. They gave you the money. They know what you can do because if they didn't think you could do it, they wouldn't have gave you this money. They believe in you. Now just let D-Jack do his thing. Throw that thing deep. Let D-Jack run up under. You got Alshon. You got those 2 tight ends. Goddard and Ertz.
Weapons
Jordan
everywhere.
Howard. Yeah, loaded.
Everywhere.
Like Sade say, loaded.
Maybe more weapons than any other NFL team has Carson Wentz. Way to go. Shannon Sharpe, I have bad news for you. I see several bad signs for your Eagles. The biggest bad sign is that your quarterback, entering just his 4th season in the league, is openly, readily admitting to having all kinds of psychological struggles through this past offseason. He's openly admitting to having overly thin skin and to too often just stressing out over all things that go with playing quarterback.
Yeah.
And now he got $108 million.
108.
And now he's trying to fill the biggest shoes in the history of Eagles football. And those belong to Nick Foles. I don't care what you say. No quarterback in the history of that team, you can dismiss him as a journeyman all you want, but no quarterback has ever played better in the postseason than Nick Foles played in back-to-back postseasons.
I give you
Won
that.
a magical Super Bowl run to the point that he was the Super Bowl MVP and beat Belichick and Tom Brady.
No.
Yeah.
Put first.
40 on Belichick.
Skip, don't do that.
40.
You
Nick
see
Foles scored
Jenny,
40.
you saw what he did? Now, when it comes to losing, you always put Belichick defense first, and then you go Brady. But when it comes to winning, you always put Brady first. Don't do that, Skip.
How much better could a Super Bowl losing quarterback play than setting the all-time playoff record with 505 yards
By not
passing?
fumbling in the last 2 minutes and not dropping a touchdown pass. That's how you can play better.
Most points a Super Bowl loser has ever scored is 33
Say it
by
again.
Tom Brady.
Say it
33.
again. I love the way you see that roll off his tongue, Jenny. The most points ever scored by a Super Bowl loser.
Biggest shoes to ever fill is those worn by Nick Foles. And now comes a young quarterback entering his 4th year, and he's played 0 playoff snaps with
Until this year.
$108 million
Until
guaranteed.
this year.
And there was a PhillyVoice.com article in the offseason that nobody refuted. That even his best friend on the team, Carson Wentz's best friend, Zach Ertz, is openly acknowledging, well, there must have been some truth in it. And he's saying that he's really proud of Carson because he dealt with all that truth in it. And he's trying to correct the truth that was in the Philly Voice article, which basically questioned his ability to lead the football team.
Well, the difference is because, look, at least I can understand why he's feeling pressure because he's a guy that backed him up. He got injured and won a Super Bowl. Dak shouldn't feel any pressure because the guy that he came behind hadn't won jack. There was no pressure when you don't win jack. Where is the pressure coming from, Skip Bayless? As a matter of fact, you had to go like 17 quarterbacks before you get to the last Dallas quarterback that won something. Because you got to go through all those other guys, the Mark Sanchez's and the Quincy Carters and the Tony Romos and Drew Bledsoes. You remember all those guys? Skip?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll give you this. On paper, Philly is more loaded than Dallas is. We just talked about a team that I think in Dallas is on the verge, but this team on paper is loaded except for the quarterback.
Stop saying that.
They're going to go as far as that quarterback can take you.
All the way.
And he's admitting that it got so bad he had to go to his minister and just pour his heart out and unload all of his stress.
Yeah.
In a big sit down. That's a bad sign for a young
I do that too,
quarterback.
Skip Bayless.
You
You
do
know
it
what?
once in a while?
I do. I go talk to somebody.
Do you?
To talk about people that won't go talk to somebody. That's what I'm doing. Every day I have to go talk to somebody. I say, that's Skip Bayless.
I think it's
He
bold.
prayed on my last nerve.
I do. I think
I think it's a really bad sign
I
because
don't
it's a
think so.
tough spot. And what have I told you from the start? No quarterback has more pressure on him going into this year. You can even throw in Aaron Rodgers.
Until Dak get $112 million.
This guy has the most.
Until Dak Prescott gets $112 million, which will make him the highest paid quarterback ever, guaranteed money. Oh, he gonna have the most pressure. Because how do you give a guy 112? Skip. I mean, look at the guys. I mean, a fourth-round draft pick got that kind of money guaranteed. At least Aaron Rodgers was first round. Jerry Goff was the first pick in the draft. Carson Wentz was the second pick in the draft. Roethlisberger was the first-round pick. Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, all these guys were first. Russell was a third-round pick. But a fourth-round pick, the highest paid, that's pressure. And Jerry Jones says Jerry Jones the one that put a timetable on this. He said he ain't got much time. He said he ain't got much time. Why my guy got pressure?
Back to Jerry.
He already led
You ever
the league
heard
in
Dak
QBR.
Prescott say, I was feeling too much stress. I had to go talk to my minister and release all of it. Here's the quote that in the Philadelphia Inquirer from Carson Wentz. It all just kind of got to me. It was more stressful, and I just wasn't playing freely anymore.
Right.
And going to the minister just allowed me to release everything.
That's what he say. Turn it over.
I think that's
He
good
said, turn
to
it over.
do.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
you
it's
do.
unfair that you're giving him a hard time about
No, it's
coming
totally
clean with
fair
that.
because I've said from the start, in the pocket, this is a quarterback who goes deer in headlights.
No.
He feels the pressure. He admitted he's thin-skinned. He reads too much. He takes too much to heart. I'm sure he's just a fine young man. But when you're the quarterback of that team with that kind of expectation, you don't want to be having identity crisis. Who am I? What am I? How do I do
the
this?
best quarterback in the NFC.
Even your coach is trying to take pressure off. Just be a cog in the system. Don't try to do too much.
That's what Dak
Just
is.
let it happen.
That's what Dak is. Game manager.
Have you ever heard him talk about, I was feeling too much pressure?
He
Nope.
can't- because he saved all
Has
his words for
anybody
the
in that
commercials.
locker room ever questioned his leadership, Dak Prescott's? Not one time, because he is the face
Well,
of
I'm
that
glad
franchise.
to walk it to him because that's how I do, Jenny.
Really?
I go turn it over because I know there's somebody higher than me that can handle all that pressure.
Yeah.
That's what I do, Skip Bayless. Fall on my knees every night. Say, I know you didn't bring me this far to leave me now, Jesus.
Here's the second bad sign.
What?
I read yesterday from Albert Breer of Monday Morning Quarterback that
You read too much.
that Philly tried to trade for Melvin Gordon
Okay.
and failed. And they were offering the guy they've been raving about all camp that you've been raving about, Jordan Howard.
Right.
So has he changed life in Philadelphia? I guess not, because they say we got to upgrade to Melvin Gordon.
I mean,
Really?
but the question is, hold on,
if you're Jordan Howard, how are you feeling right now?
hold on. Is Melvin Gordon a better running back than Jordan Howard?
Arguably, but you've been
Okay.
telling me how great Jordan Howard is.
Hold on. But
Wait,
but
Jordan Howard goes like 225.
Yeah, but you telling me how unimportant Zeke is. So why Jerry signed him? You got Dak Prescott, the best young quarterback on the market.
I've only told you that my guy is the best running back in pro football, and I'm so happy to have him back. And you're telling me that Jordan Howard is going to change life because he's going to give him a battering ram in the backfield. That's what you've been saying the whole offseason. And now they're saying, hold the phone on that one. Let's go get that guy.
Skip.
Wow.
It's simple. Is
How do you think that makes the locker room feel?
Is Melvin Gordon a better running back than Jordan Howard? It's a simple yes or a simple no.
Yeah.
He is. He's better.
Okay. And so if you fail and that gets reported, how does that make your current running back feel?
Well, guess what? He won a new contract. I think his contract's up this year. So guess what? He gonna run his tail off because he want to run into some new money. That's how you do it, Skip Bayless.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think there's trouble in paradise.
It ain't paradise, but it will be. We're gonna be in Miami with them celebrating. I'm gonna be on South Beach.
Did the Eagles eat at your restaurant last year when they played Dallas twice?
No.
No, they did not.
Maybe they, mix it in.
I bet they'll be there this year.
I thought you were
I
in
bet they'll
construction.
be there this year.
You know why? Because my quarterback torched them in clutch time.
We'll see.
Torched them.
We will see.
Torched. All-time
We
torch.
will see.
2 fourth quarters and overtime. Go look at the numbers.
We will see.
331 total yards.
But you ain't gonna talk about those interceptions.
Who
Overtime.
won those games?
The man threw for 400 yards, and it took overtime because what he do, Skip? He stuck it up in the first 3 quarters. Yes, he did.
Who won?
Your team won.
Thank you. Game over.
Case
closed.
I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that, okay?
Yep.
All that matters is winning. I want to hear you mention QBR.
I want to mention QBR when Dak wins the QBR championship this year, and Carson Wentz does not.
My guy's already won it, so he know what it's like to be the QBR king. Yes, he did.
Fell off the table.
No.
Got hurt.
He won it.
Oh.
Did he win that award for the year?
I think he didn't qualify.
He qualified. He was overqualified. Your guy has yet to win it.
My guy led the playoffs in QBR last year, and your guy has yet to play a
And
single
your guy,
snap.
hold up, wasn't your guy behind my guy? Wasn't your guy behind my guy last year in QBR?
Yeah, in the season he was.
Yeah. Oh, you were behind my guy. And you say my guy was terrible. My guy stunk it up. But QBR, the stat that you admire and validate so much, your guy was behind my guy. How that work?
We get to see them
you know
both
what?
Sunday.
My guy has stayed healthy every single game, and your guy,
Wentz has missed 8 games over the last 2 seasons.
How many games did he? So how does the guy that missed 8 games over the last 2 seasons have more career touchdown passes than a guy that hadn't missed any games?
Okay.
I don't know how that happened. How that happened? Where they do that
That's
at?
interesting. That's interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it's interesting at all. I think it's completely bogus
They
because
bogus.
All right.
my guy's been lighting up playoff games, and your guys hadn't even played in one yet.
He got him
Let's
there.
see what they do Sunday.
Okay.
This is the one
Your
I
day
want to
coming.
see. I'll be watching both these so closely,
day
preparing.
coming.
Speaking of someone who wants a fresh start, should Laker fans welcome back Dwight Howard? We'll talk about that next.
No mercy.
Now, Dwight Howard is about to begin his second stint with the Lakers. The 8-time All-Star is calling this opportunity a blessing after he felt like he'd hit rock bottom. Dwight said it wasn't basketball related, but it made him stronger. Howard expressed his excitement in a video to Lakers fans. Check it out for yourself.
Laker fans, I'm excited to be back on the team, and I'm very excited to see all of you guys at the games. I'm looking forward to giving 110%. Thank you for having me back here in LA. I know sometimes people don't get second chances, but when you do get a second chance, you kind of make sure you do the best you can do, so it wipes away everything that happened the first time.
Well, Shannon, do you have any sympathy for Dwight?
Hell no. Because everything that happened to him was self-inflicted. You chose to want to go to leave Orlando, and then you didn't want to leave, and then you did want to leave, and then you end up leaving. And you chose not to stay in L.A. because they had an offer on the table for you, Skip. You chose to go to Houston, and then you and James Harden couldn't get along. And then you went to Atlanta and Charlotte and Washington and Memphis, when you were on their roster, say, yeah, we dating, but you can talk to other guys if you like. I mean, we cool. I ain't got no problem with that. Well, I mean, and then, how you about you want a second chance? And did they not tell you gonna do an interview? I mean, what he got going on? These mutton chops that he got tracks in him, and he got half red. I mean, like he just got up out of bed and like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready. Then come on, Dwight. I hate to have to say, if his head's right, he can be a benefit. If his head's right, but damn it, it's time for him his head to be right, Skip Bayless. He what? LeBron is in year 17. This is Dwight Howard's 16th year.
Yep.
And we still got to say, if his head's right. But I'm glad he's on our team.
I was going to say.
Glad he's on our team.
Waiting for that. Way to go.
I'm glad.
He is yours now.
I'm glad. He gonna play, guess what?
Whether you like it or not, he's yours.
And guess what? Over the last 5 years, he been 17 and 12. He gonna play the 5 spot. Anthony Davis gonna be in a comfortable power forward spot. And Dwight Howard's gonna give us about 10 and 12. LeBron James might have his lowest rebound total since his rookie year because they got AD rebound, Dwight Howard rebound, JaVale McGee rebound, and LeBron James can't got to worry about but scoring and dishing.
No rebounds, no rings. Somebody said that.
That's what we got. That dude just hear me say.
I heard.
Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and Anthony Davis. If they can't get 40 rebounds between the three of them, we in trouble.
Okay. So Dwight contends that he hit bottom in the offseason in his personal life, and I have no idea because he didn't get specific about it. So God bless him. I don't know how bad that was.
Well, how did you hear Red change it?
Okay. Well, clearly he is literally trying to reinvent himself.
Right.
He's changed his whole look for this interview.
He tatted up and everything.
Everything. So he's trying to say, I'm a new man. Watch this. I'm going to give you 110%. Has he ever given anybody more than like 75%? 'Cause I don't know it. And remember, this is technically his 6th team in 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a bad sign.
Yes.
Because Memphis for a minute had him.
Yes.
Right, had his rights.
Yeah, it's hard.
So we went Houston, Atlanta, Charlotte, Washington, and now LA Lakers again. And he's saying, thank you for the second chance. So do I have any sympathy? Well, do you realize this man has made $234.5 million?
Yeah, I ain't got no sympathy for you.
That's third most among active players. LeBron number 1, Chris Paul number 2. I can make a case that he has done less for making more, although Chris hasn't done a whole lot in the way of rings, championships, whatever, but neither has Dwight. And Dwight has alienated one superstar after another, Kobe to
because
James
he be
Harden.
bull jiving.
Yeah, okay.
Because those Kip, you know how Kobe was dead serious about trying to get better and win rings. And this dude want to come out there with a backpack on and shoot shots from half court.
Shoot hook shots from
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then when they ask him to stop shooting threes and get on the block, I'm going to shoot more.
So how blessed is this man to get a second chance
With the king.
With the king? That's a good point. With the king in Los Angeles, which he says is his favorite city. It's a great city.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
I think
to
you
live.
still got a place here, Skip.
Yeah, and don't all the stars have off-season places?
I mean, I ain't never liked L.A., but I kind of like L.A. now. I kind of like it. I
Fitting
ain't
in
going
just
nowhere.
fine.
As a matter of fact, I might put my house in Atlanta on the market.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a L.A. I'm L.A. life. I'm living
You're
L.A.
gonna buy a
life.
house
Didn't
here?
like L.A.?
I didn't.
What is wrong with you?
Skip,
Nothing not to
I
like.
always wanted to live in Atlanta. I never wanted, because I've always said I didn't want to play in the city. I didn't want to live in the city that I played because I did want some anonymity,
Okay.
Skip. But L.A., it's growing on me.
Okay, so think how blessed he is. He's got LeBron, L.A., and he's got an Anthony Davis who openly says, I tried to recruit him. I wanted him. I picked him over the several who tried out for this position.
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to play the 5, says Anthony Davis. I want to be, because he's guard like he was a guard in high school.
Yeah.
He wants to handle. He wants to shoot it.
Yeah, we
he
gonna
wants
let
to
him.
shoot some threes.
We gonna let him.
He wants a little whipped cream in his game.
Yep, we
he
gonna let
doesn't
him.
want to have to do windows, do the dirty work.
No.
He wants Dwight to play the 5 and do the dirty work for him. Well, what a blessing it is.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so here,
Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Clippers. Good luck
Really?
dealing with AD, Clippers.
you know what I say? I say good luck to Laker Nation because the new Dwight will probably be the same old.
Hey,
Dwight.
but he got now guaranteed money. We'll ship him up out of there.
Okay, I think he's good on the money end. I think he's.
But that's okay. But I mean, Skip, how that's gonna look? This is last stop. Last stop to Cucamonga.
Yeah, at some point, you know, he says he wants to win.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if he's a new
Idle.
man. Let's see.
He's yours.
This guy's ready. Take him. Lonzo Ball, guys, is ripping his first Big Baller Brand signature shoe in more ways than one. Are you guys surprised? We'll tell you more next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Lonzo Ball ripped his signature Big Baller Brand shoe while on Josh Hart's podcast. Lonzo said the shoes were so poorly constructed that he would have to wear multiple pairs in a single game. It went so far that Lonzo even admitted to having a backpack full of new pairs behind his bench so he could change shoes every quarter. This is Craziness. Shannon, what do you make of Lonzo saying all that?
It looks to me, Skip, he's becoming his own man.
I agree.
He's distancing himself from this brand. And you know what? Now that he said that, I'm about to call the original and the only Triple B, the Better Business Bureau, because I bought a pair and I want my money back.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I was proud of you. You contributed to their cause.
Yeah. And they knew this because he said he knew they were faulty. So he sold me something under false pretense.
Now you got a collector's item, right?
Yeah, they collect what? Collecting dust. I want my money back.
Sell them. Hold on to them for about 10 years.
But Skip, I believe he's separating himself from the big baller brand. He no longer wants to be a part of that.
So he went so far as to say they would only last a quarter. And they would
That's
blow
so
out.
bad.
And then he would have to put on a new pair. And then he said or suggested that he magically got better with the new ones as long as they would last for half a quarter.
But Skip, and remember that it was reported that the Lakers thought a lot of his injuries was related to the big baller shoe.
Yeah, he said he didn't think so, but hey, what if he goes with Kobe's or LeBron's in New Orleans? Will that mean we're going to see a whole new Lonzo?
That's what
Maybe
he's
we'll get
suggesting.
4 quarters of Lonzo, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him because he seems to be happy, at peace. I'm not sure he's still happy with his father talking about, why you upset? Why you disappointed? I lost $1.5 million. That's why.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.